Yo, boys, what's up? I am back. I've got Trump Iran news. Obviously, um, we keep bombing Iran. We'll cover that. Trump met the 11 U.S. presidents. Dante, will cover that too. Um, Sora Mandani wanted to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, and he honestly found that he couldn't do that. We'll talk about that. Also, we'll talk about probably also midterm candidates. Then we'll look at the gaming reacts too. So, boys, let's get straight into it. Let's just go. We're gonna look at all that. I'm just gonna look at all that in a minute. See if I can find a rapid voice setting. There you go. Share which one first. It's kind of funny, Crazy thing years ago, that Trump, became elected nominated for president of the Republican Party. Yeah, things have definitely changed, we thought we kind of followed to be a golden age, and man, that's not happened. So this is fucking insane. We're gonna just look at this and we'll go look at some of the Trump clips. So basically, Trump was like 100% tariff on generic drugs going into the U.S. and then eventually due to 200% tariffs. That's what he said. Effective August 1st, 2026, that's in 2 weeks. All generic drugs being brought into the United States will continue to have a tariff of 0% for a 2-year period of time, after which the tariff will be raised to 100% for a 1-year period of time, and 200% thereafter. This is done in order to restore the generic pharmaceutical production in America, with a penalty to those companies that do not to build plant and equipment within the stated period of time given to them. The objective of this policy is protecting people in the United States. The policy on patent, brand, or innovative drugs, which has been so successful, will remain as a pharmaceutical facilities are being built at a level never seen before all over the United States of America. Thank you to President Trump. That's kind of crazy. Basically, you guys in 2 weeks will have to pay, 100% basically fucking tariff on your generic drugs, man. Basically, just tax you 100% on your fucking drugs. Luckily, my Omnipods, my insulin, and my Dexcoms are not gonna be affected. Thank God. He made my Omnipod Dexcoms pumps and Dexcoms more expensive. I was been so pissed off. But it's just so insane. He needs to chill on his fucking tariffs. I feel like I literally fought the Supreme Court back in February, told him to chill on his fucking tariffs. Makes it real limit. But I guess we get to ignore the courts now, basically. I don't know what we do in this country. Well, I guess we just get to ignore the fucking Supreme Court and ignore the checks and balances, man. We dominate on one, only like executive branch. Even though Congress is supposed to control tariffs on the fucking president, so it's just checks and balances. But we don't believe in checks and balances in this country more. So, folks, you can't tariff every single fucking thing, man. You just can't. Not everything's gonna be in the United States, man. Because a lot of people don't want to do all that hardcore manufacturing work. They just don't. That's why they a lot of countries use H-1B visas to get people from other countries, make it pay cheaper to do the hard physical work, and that's why they're trying to get like AI to do it. That just, a lot of people just don't want to do that. It's not the fucking, like the 1800s anymore, where everybody, was doing those like hardcore manufacturing work, like basically around the time of the Industrial Revolution. But it's a long time ago, man. It's 200 years ago. So yeah, so it's just my opinion on that. I just kind of just wanted to mention that. We are also going to look into so Pete Hegseth, testified Congress, for the millionth time about the war, the war in Iran. We testified to the Senate. Let's go look at the. We're gonna look at the quotes of Trump today. Just gotta go find it. This administration post, they post so much stuff. So there we go. So the Lebanese president, came and met with Trump. So let's go there, boys. Make sure we got it. Make sure you guys hear it.
Mr. President, it's an honor having you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I've been looking forward
to
you guys hear this visit for a long time. Meeting such a great president like yourself.
That's very nice. See, he knows how to get to me. He can have anything. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be with the president of Lebanon, highly respected in his country and actually long beyond his country. We've spoken previously on numerous occasions through representatives, and the relationship is very good. I think that Lebanon has been a very mistreated country for a long time.
Yeah, Israel's been fucking mistreating them. Israel kept attacking Lebanon, fucked up the ceasefire. This is why we're back at war.
It's been hit hard for many, many decades, really. It's been hit very, very hard. And yet I have people that live in Lebanon, people that are parents or friends of mine, in many cases, and they would never leave. They would not leave under any circumstance. They love it. They love the country. And it's probably a dangerous place in a lot of ways, but they live in areas, they say we hear bombs going off all the time, but we want to live in Lebanon. They love the country. Very smart people, very successful people, and they live there. But it's been a country of great intellect, great intellectuals. They still love it. They want to be there, and we're going to help it. We're going to help it a lot. So it's an honor to have the president and your representatives here. We've already met a couple of times, and we've had some good meetings. And we are going to solve a lot of problems. We've already solved some of them for Lebanon. As you know, there's a Hezbollah problem, but we've done some things that I think the world will take notice. Again, it's been a very badly treated place and country, and we're going to have it properly treated and treated with respect that it deserves. And Mr. President, it's an honor. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I've been looking forward to meeting such a great president like yourself.
Very nice. See, he knows how to get to me.
What would be great relationship with Lebanon? I feel bad for like the Lebanese people that their country's being taken over by Hezbollah. Well, they've been like Hezbollah's been in there since I think like the 80s. Correct. I think Hezbollah's been there since like the 80s. Let me look up. Let me fact check myself real quick. I think I did. I don't know how you spell it. Lebanon. Spell Lebanon. Sorry, I'm not the best speller in the world, guys. Hit bear with me here. I was right. It's been since '82. Hezbollah was founded in 1982, emerged during the Lebanese Civil War of '75 to the '90s. In response to Israel's invasion of Lebanon that year, Operation Peace of Chile. Iran fight peacefully through Ukrainian front to help them from a Shah. Militant groups to assist the Israeli occupation of southern Lebanon. It was officially named and publicized in 1985, open letter, but its roots operation began in 1982. Hezbollah started militia focused on fighting Israeli forces in Italy, under groups during the Civil War. It has since grown into a major political party, social service provides an armed group deeply embedded in Lebanon. Often served as a state within the state, it has maintained a strong presence, especially in Shia areas like southern Lebanon and Bekaa Valley. So yeah,
Thank you very much. It's
yeah,
great.
feel bad for the people of Lebanon that they've been, they've been taken over by fucking, like Hezbollah, they're like a terrorist organization. And also feel bad that that their country's constantly at war with Israel, and they violated the MOU, and basically got us back in this war because they kept attacking Lebanon, even though the MOU. Basically, Israelis stop attacking Lebanon, and what do they do? They keep attacking Lebanon. So hopefully we continue to have a great relationship with them. Hopefully we develop a great relationship with Lebanon. So that's just my opinion.
Well, the Abraham Accords have been, I think, a tremendous success. I think you're going to see a lot of countries joining pretty soon.
Hope so.
As you know, we have our original group, and it's so successful for them. Economically successful. Nobody left, even during this time of conflict. So, I think Lebanon has a very important place.
Yeah, I think the Abraham Accords was probably one of the best things that Trump's ever done in his, time during his presidency. Getting a lot of the Arab countries to, basically work together and economically invest into the U.S. Hopefully we could get Iran in the Abraham Accords. It'd be nice if Iran or Iraq, Afghanistan, I think Syria could join the Abraham Accords. We have all peace in that region. It'd be great. It'd be very, very great if any of those countries joined the Abraham Accords.
What is your level of concern of a blockade of the Red Sea by the Houthi rebels, opening up another front in the war?
What happens? So far, it hasn't happened. Might happen, but we take care of things. If something like that happens, we take care of it. We've done that with the Houthis before. And
We were
we haven't
attacking
heard
Houthi
from them
ships
in a
last
while
year.
since we did
They're
what we
posting
did
kill
originally.
games.
That was
Last year when we
45
were
days of
attacking
very
them.
powerful action we took against the Houthis. And we've had no problem with the Houthis. They've had no problem with us for a long period of time, including during this conflict. I think that if there is something like that, we'll just have to.
Hopefully, there's no blockade of the Red Sea. If that did happen, and there's a blockade in the Red Sea, it would cause oil to skyrocket even more. Because there's a lot of oil that goes through the Red Sea. I know, last year we were following the Houthis. Last year we were posting kill cams, and I know, I think we came to some a ceasefire agreement to stop attacking the Houthis. But I know last March, for we went on a 2-month campaign where we were just attacking the Houthis, the Houthi ships in Yemen. Yemen's one of the poorest shithole countries in the fucking world, man. It's just, they take over by fucking terrorists. That region's been economically just fucked. Just a lot of the Middle East has been economically fucked because they're constantly on war. Constantly, so.
President, there are no signs that Iran is ready to stop fighting. So what is the plan? Is the plan to just keep bombing until they give up?
Why, do you know something that I don't know?
Will they continue to attack our allies?
I don't know what the dialogue is behind the scenes, but they want to be desperately ended because they're getting decimated. You don't get that when you listen to your fake station. You don't know know, you don't know anything.
So
Oh
are
my
still
God,
possible
what
flight.
You know something I
What
don't
an
know.
asshole. What a
I will tell you, they
narcissist,
want to
man.
desperately meet.
It's not even a bad question.
Until they're ready to
I don't
meet in
even
a
like
meaningful way, we have no
man.
interest in even.
Mr. President, there are no signs that Iran is ready to.
Bro, that's not even a bad question. I don't even like the media. I've been very critical of the biasy with the fucking media, over the years. That's not even a bad question. Like, the Ronnie's, like, have no interest in fucking talking to us, man. So, I don't know why he does that. I think, like, when he does it, he knows that he has, like, no fucking leverage if he, because he is the super defensive about this, in my opinion. If we had, like, leverage, Trump would just fucking answer around, so, alright, this is what we're doing, this is what's happening. But he gets all personal, when he's like, doesn't have any leverage, or he's like, push it to like a fucking corner, or he's trying to squirm to basically answer it. But no, it's just fucking stupid, dude. It's just so stupid.
Something no president's been willing to do. 47 years, they build up a conventional capability like the North Koreans did. Remember, that's how North Korea made their way to a bomb. So much weaponry that no one was willing to stand up. President Trump was, and he continues to this day. Iran's been given every opportunity to negotiate, to show that they're reasonable on the Strait of Hormuz. But if they're going to shoot at commercial shipping, then we're going to hit them, as the president said, 10 times harder. Which every night we're degrading them further and further. And the president has all the options necessary. If they want to talk, they can talk. Otherwise, they can deal with the War Department, and we're prepared.
God, this guy is such an idiot. Really fucking is. I wish this guy would go like a Fox News, man. He's such an idiot. This guy should have been fired with the Signal League. You guys remember last year, the Department of Defense basically had a text message from Signal. They were like conversation of like a fucking movies thing. He should have got fired for that. But Trump's fucking moral as fuck as to this fucking doofus ass right here. It also, he should be held down for Bobby. We should bomb fucking school in March. Like, like 170 kids, and even if he didn't do it, he should have been fired for just fucking incompetency. Because this dude's just, in my opinion, is just clearly fucking incompetent. We need like a Secretary of Defense that's actually qualified. Like, give one of these generals to be the Secretary of fucking Defense, or give one of these admirals to do it. It's like, yes, this guy was I know this guy was in the military, but he doesn't have fucking qualifications, in my opinion. So, it's not like he was like a captain or like a fucking, like a lieutenant or anything like that. He wasn't. So, I don't know, he's just, every time I see this guy, he's actually such a stupid goofball.
Well, this is what's happening with the people that they allowed to come into our country. They shouldn't have allowed them to come in. They shouldn't be here. They're radical lunatics. And I'm getting them out. We're getting them out at a pace. We've gotten rid of more than any other president. I read stories that try and give you phony stats. I was with Tom Homan this morning. He'll give you the statistics if you want. But we're getting bad people out of our country at levels never seen before. There's never been
Let me see. Sorry, I just like to fact check.
Is calling to certain yesterday was a deadline date to renegotiate veteran big money contracts. You can't stop the time. It's about, I don't know, 5.5 hours to trade deadline. 6 hours to trade deadline. So you have enough time to get the paperwork in to the NFL on the renegotiation for them to sign off on it. So I think this stuff probably is here still being on.
So he really supports over his secretary. As of mid of June 2026, about 17, 18 months into Trump's dictator, which began in like last year, the Department of Defense has deported 900,000 people. It's still a lot of people, but good God, it's not even close to staying up. They say they were to deport like 40 million people last year, not even close. They're not even close. Not even fucking close. They claim they deported 2 million people, bro. They didn't even get to 1 million. That's not even close, man. Yeah, you need to, get more of the criminals out, man.
Well, this is what's happening.
You get the criminals out there. Come on, don't fuck around.
Hitters last night, the Canada terrorists. What are those a
You're
response
so
to the wildfires?
stupid. Those Canada terrorists are
That's separate. We're looking at that separate.
And what is there anything
It's
Canada
only
can do?
response to the way they've treated our farmers.
Dude, you said you're tired of
Very,
because
very tough on
you
us
basically
over the
blamed
years.
the
For many
wildfires.
years,
Now you're saying it's
no
because
other
of the
president
fires.
done
Give me a
anything
break,
like
dude.
that. I love Canada. I love the people of Canada.
Clear
Many friends that live in
bullshit,
Canada, but their leadership from Trudeau to the current leadership.
You know what you tell them? A 50%
And in
tariff
all
pressure
fairness
over
to
a
them,
negative
they need
ad
us to
that's all
survive.
we can send a tariffs,
Without us,
dude.
There's no way they can survive. So, but they've been very, very tough over a period of the last 50 years, actually.
Is there hitters last night, the Canada terrorists?
I wish the Supreme Court would actually rule, man. Even though they actually did real good on this terrorist back in February, he's basically kind of defined them, but I guess we can do that now. We just defy, we just basically defy, the Supreme Court because we don't believe in checks and balances in this country anymore. It's just a joke.
And we will absolutely attack. The new site that they're talking about. I mean, how about these people? They're in this because of nuclear weapons, and they're trying to possibly reconstitute a site. We'll hit that site. Any site where they're even thinking about nuclear, we'll be hitting it very, very powerfully. Now, nobody knows except the Iranians the damage that we've done to them. We have done damage that will take them 20, 25 years to recover from. So if we left tomorrow, we had a big success. We're not leaving tomorrow. And
I wish we did leave tomorrow, man. This war's been a fucking disaster. We never really accomplished, really anything. Their nuclear weren't fully gone. The military's not decimated like they claim. The strait's not open like they claim. The gas prices are on the rise again because of the escalation of the war. Inflation will be sadly back on the rise because of this. Your reputation on the world stage has disintegrated sadly because of the war. The Republican Party's going to get smoked in midterms because of this, and Trump's approval rates are declining because of this. This has not been a successful, war. That dude did Biden in assaulting the full bullshit, basically. So, just let's do the same old stuff. Shit.
if we left today, it would take them decades to rebuild, and I don't believe they could ever rebuild. And honestly, they haven't seen anything
If
yet.
that's the case, get out.
We've been nice. We've been nice.
If that's the case, man, let's pull out. Let's not risk more of our service members getting injured. Let's not risk all the debt. The war, they've cost us $37 billion in the debt, and they want more money to fund this bullshit. They want more of our taxpayer money to fund this bullshit. We're not going to let that happen. We are not going to keep funding this war, man. I hope Congress actually, Republicans actually do something real, man, and end this fucking war, man. We keep saying that, we hear nothing. They need to tell him that he needs to end the fucking war.
Is it important to be polite?
That's all. I think that's all.
Why is it?
There's a trade deal with Jordan. Let's go look at it. Jordan has committed to maintain zero tariffs on U.S. exports course, Jordan will take delivery of the U.S. manufactured aircraft and aircraft engines over the next 12 months. That's good, so.
From the two, Devontae has 4 or 5 yards of separation running away. All you put the ball on his side, it doesn't have to be a dime, it don't have to be a pinpoint pass.
Sorry, check my song. Jordan estimates it will make 51% special tax on U.S. Produced motor vehicles on August 1st, 2026. Jordan closed the use car loophole on June 1st, 2025 by mandating that all motor vehicles entering Jordan comply with U.S. federal motor vehicle safety standards of UNECE. Jordan limit all imported licensing requirements for U.S. products on October 1st, 2025. Let's see if this deal sticks, because there's been a couple of times where Trump suspended like trade deals over over payments. Because he's, for a while he suspended the trade deal with the EU last year because over Greenland. So it'd be kind of nice if we could drop tariffs on everything. It'd be so nice if every country in the world didn't have tariffs on each other. We just rely on the free market. We actually invest more with, economically, we invest more like defense. Get fast with pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. So we don't have to worry about, us paying tariffs, us, charging tariffs like on, say like China. Then, like China do the same. And it's just so nice if the entire country does that many tariffs. The global economy would boom if there wasn't any tariffs. They had to work on any tariffs. So I just randomly saw that.
As you know, I'd like to we live in a dangerous world.
We'll look at the close of Pete XF, then we'll go look at the Fox News article. So Pete XF, this is this third time this year he said that he testified to Congress and the Senate about the war on Sweden, basically saying.
As you know, we live in a dangerous world that requires bold and swift action. Hence, this supplemental request for fiscal year 2026. This request is an urgent, necessary injection of resources to address the immediate needs of our department.
We need to spend more on the fucking military. I love the military, but we spent like $1 trillion in the military. They got enough equipment that could last for decades, man. We need to focus on fixing the economy, fixing healthcare, and fixing our infrastructure, not building more fucking aircrafts, more missiles, more tanks, man. They have enough they can use for the next probably 20 to 30 years, man. All the presidents, because nearly every president's wrong where can spend shit ton on the military. So no.
Again, by express.
I want to hire that guy. I don't want to hire the guy that's saying all the right things in the meetings. I want to hire the guy that we assume must not be saying the right things in the meetings. Because his office is different than Josh McDaniels' office. And you mentioned Tom Brady.
After meeting with the president of Lebanon, Joseph Aoun, who is on a remarkable job working to transform his country, I'm hereby directing my administration to allow all U.S. airline carriers to fly directly to Lebanon so that Americans could easily visit people one end. That's good. Hopefully they continue to smoke it.
President Trump's following a simple logic. The military requires a generational investment to deliver on peace through strength.
I just don't AI shit.
On July 22nd, I've come today.
Why exactly are billions of dollars more for the National Guard and this administration's illegal strikes in the Caribbean urgently needed for the Iran war?
Well, Senator, I wouldn't, of course, agree with your characterization, but why this kind of spending is needed is because of the gross negligence and neglect of the Biden administration inside our department. Ran it like a bureaucracy, abandoned our strength posture around the world, so we're having to reestablish deterrence. You mentioned the end strength numbers, and I will acknowledge that we are ahead of schedule on end strength and recruiting. 8,000 in the Navy, 6,000 in the Army, 4,000 in the Air Force. Because under President Trump, there's been record and historic over 30-year recruiting records inside our department since he won the election, because the American people didn't want to sign up for what Joe Biden was providing our military. And they want to sign up for what President Trump is doing in his leadership. And so those are good problems to have that we need to fund, and a reflection of momentum. And this budget will allow us to continue the kind of momentum that gets us ahead.
My point is that a lot of
it's just, as military recruitment, yes, of course, it's going on, man. But like when we bombed, we're full of those like boats back during, back last fall with the boats. Were we actually bombing drug boats? I hope we were. I think we were. But they never really showed clear evidence. There was never really any background checks or fed in if we were actually originally attacking drug boats or anything like that. So I don't know, man. It's just incompetence. So
there is training right now, and training in the
school a bunch of shit. We're gonna move on to the Fox News articles. I'm going to be telling you the wrong word. Sorry, guys. I don't think anybody's really interested if you're in that shit.
It's about other information there. All goes, we start the time at 30 seconds. We start the time at 30 seconds. You guys need to listen. I think our buddy has the part that we need to start. Okay. Guys, we're not even on the right side of the fucking bag.
Okay.
Iran is at the weakest point where it has ever been in the past decade. Certainly, maybe in 47 years, as they've gathered effectively a terror army. And that terror army was built to try to create conventional capability to defend against a pursuit of nuclear weapons, which meant thousands of ballistic missiles, many of which we have destroyed, others of which they have put inside facilities and hidden in underground facilities. And that's what terror regimes would do. So I acknowledge they still have capabilities, no doubt. But the amount of damage that we've done to them over the course of these series of operations has put them in the worst place they've ever been.
Of course we have. You're always going to see damage on someone's military constantly blowing it up, man. But they're not at the weakest point. I wish they would, but if they were really at the weakest point, they would have killed our two service, actually 4 of our service members, in the Middle East, Jordan, Kuwait. They wouldn't be, keep attacking ships in the Strait. They wouldn't be, constantly attacking the Gulf countries like the UAE. Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Kuwait, they still have missiles and all that stuff, and they still have a decent amount of, leadership in their fucking military. So I just wish they would be more honest, about that. But they always have to spread lies.
Thank you so much, Chairwoman Collins.
Okay, spell fucking Brooke Lawrence. She's an idiot. I don't want to hear her stupid ass. Shoot a second. Let's go look at Fox News articles. There wasn't really as much clips. There was some clips, but it's not as much I thought there was going to be. So we're gonna look at the Fox News articles, videos, and we're getting to that. There's some. There has been also we're in the midterm season. Right now each state's having their their separate primaries going on. There's different ones every month. I pay attention to a lot of them they've shown. I pay attention to the one talking with Thomas Massey. We pay attention to one in California. We pay attention to the one in Maine. So that's what's going on. President Trump's key major sense or Republican primaries was aligned today's Arizona GOP government nomination showdown, and the president easily passed the test. Representative Andy Biggs, a former Alice Spring County sheriff, who landed the president's endorsement and captured the GOP nomination for Arizona's governor, which was more than 7% of the vote. The Associated Press announced Tuesday which under 50% of the vote counted. Biggs was being his nearest competitor by more than 50% at that point. Biggs' nearest competitor was Republican, who had 70% of the vote when the race just under 50% of the total count. Contractor Scott Neely, who is making second straight run for governor, said 7% of the vote when the race was called. Well, this other Michelle had only 5.4% of the vote. Biggs will now face off in the general election with Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs. A former Arizona Secretary of State who's narrowly defeated the GOP nominee Carol Lake 4 years ago. Hobbs was unopposed as she ran for renomination in Central Western background. The Republican primary turned combative and expensive. And Ski work early this year went up with a campaign mailers accusing Biggs of associating with white supremacists and anti-Semitic groups. In response, Biggs' campaign labeled the move as desperate tactic by her opponents. Biggs was also backed by the political wing in the conservative powerhouse turning point USA. Mostly ignored his rivals and joined them on the stage at one of the multiple debates. Trump's endorsement and handful of races influence up to the congressional district could invent midterm battles in the House majority and show the governor's office. Script psychology one. You had seen Nancy just going unseats Katie Hobbs. I don't know if Katie Hobbs did a good job. It's kind of fun. Like Arizona's always been like it's always been like a swing state. The last recent election's always been kind of like it's always been kind of like a purple state. You know what I mean? You get like a lot of people like coming from they're like close to like Mexico. They're close to like California. So you get some people that kind of influence their policies, their politics, bad. But like a lot of Trump's endorse candidates normally win the primaries, but sometimes they should win the actual in the general election. So will this person win the general election against Katie Hobbs? I have no idea. If you're the administration, you do need this person to be Katie Hobbs, trying to keep the majority of governors Republican in the country, and you're still trying to keep the majority of the House, because right now they're going to lose the House. Also, they're going to reject 211 Democrats and 2 Republicans. Then it's like a toss of if the Republicans will keep the Senate or not. It's kind of like this. That's why there's the Democrats kept we're going behind Graham Platt there because Graham Platt was going to basically be the difference. If the Democrats were able to take the Senate and obviously he dropped all those allegations, now they're in a panic mode because they try to out Susan Collins. Susan Collins it's basically kind of keeping the majority in the Republican Party. Also, their majority is slim to slightly bit since Lindsey Graham died. So we have to see. I'll be covering the midterms. I'll be streaming the midterms. I've been paying close attention to the midterm, races and the candidates and all that stuff. I think this midterms are very important. This ones are really, really important in my opinion. So. Trump wants to be for president to be the next UN secretary. Oh my god, dude.
enjoyed him throughout the day. And then he finally got to the dessert when he sat at that
I just saw like 2 hours ago. The polls have closed in Arizona and President Trump announced for GOP. The power of his endorsement in Republican nomination faced their latest test Tuesday night. Trump's endorsement and handful of races, congressional district could impact the midterm balance for the House majority of Republicans. Well, his endorsement for Governor 1 is primary. He won is his primary. So degree 1 is primary. So basically, he's don't really look down article because it's basically was going to be, the first article we, read because, it's Andy Biggs, one is primary. So he's going to be facing off against Katie Hobbs in the general election. All right, see on her, what's really good. And Donnie says even if he can't get along with Trump, he's still his eyes should be abolished. So Donnie's been in the news, lately. So basically, Soren Donnie basically wanted to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu when he comes to the UN, offense. It's going to be, here also. It's always in New York, so in September, and that's when Netanyahu, is going to be coming to New York, and obviously, Matt Donnie realized he didn't have the power to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu of Trump, and also Trump's very close friends with Benjamin Netanyahu after that happened. So, let's read the article. New York City Mayor Soren Mamdani spoke to Rolling Stone for an interview published Tuesday about how he and President Trump can't agree on a shared the love of New York, but they are sharply divided on ice. After a widespread media concern about the rise of Mayor-elect Soren Mamdani, he shocked nation by having a surprising chummy meet with Trump after months of wary rhetoric from both politicians. In one final moment, Trump graciously shrugged off before asking Mamdani about his past comments of Trump being a fascist, and he's saying he doesn't care. A Rolling Stone interview marveled at this as he spoke to Mamdani, saying, "I think that was kind of one of those striking parts of the very beginning of your tenure as mayor was that meeting with Trump at the White House. That what I think pretty much any observer really well for both. You probably felt the same way. What's your good relationship now? The relationship as is, it's built around New York City, Mamdani said. I think for all of the main disagreements that the president and I have, we have one thing in common, which is we love this place, and whenever we speak, whenever we meet, it always comes back to that. The interviewer recalled recent controversy when ICE reported widespread raids in America's major cities, asking the mayor about he tries to stay on Trump's good side to prevent a similar scale massive voltage raid in New York City. I think I need to continue to be honest with the president, and that honesty is in places of disagreement with me. Like I spoke to him directly about how I think ICE is a political agency that does nothing to serve the interests of public safety, and I've spoken about I think ICE should be abolished. We should have an immigration system that is humanity and at the heart of it. And also the president, he is a New Yorker, in that first meeting. As much as we have a conversation as the mayor and the president, we are also having a conversation as two New Yorkers. Even at one point, talking about community boards and so on. Yeah. You know, I don't like that Summer Donnie is basically weak on immigration. You know, you can be critical of ICE. Obviously, you know, ICE is obviously not perfect, but you should still once they work with Trump to get the criminals out, the illegal criminal aliens out of the country. You just don't fucking defy Trump and say, "Oh, I'm not going to get the illegal aliens out." I don't think New York should be a sanctuary city. I think Donnie should, say or a sanctuary city. But obviously he won't do that, so he'll piss off all the fucking lefties, socialist commies, if you decide to do that. And so on, you'll have like a fucking meltdown. All the changes will be super mad. So, see what articles we will look at. Trump orders U.S. airlines to resume direct flights to Lebanon after White House meeting. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Look, I kind of forgot that. That Lebanon's been on the that's been banned. Flights have been Trump banned flights going to Lebanon. So it's part of this travel ban. I think it was his first term when Trump banned 7 Muslim countries in his first term. I still remember all the protests back in 2017 when he did that travel ban. So this is what he said. President Trump on Tuesday announced he's directing his administration to allow all U.S. airlines to fly to Lebanon after a White House meeting with Lebanon's President Joseph Aoun, saying the move will make it easier for Americans to visit the country and achieve social goals after the meeting. Trump praised Aoun for working to transform its country and said he's directing his administration to allow U.S. airlines carriers to fly directly to Lebanon so that Americans can easily visit this beautiful land. After meeting with the president of Lebanon, Joseph Aoun, who has done a remarkable job working to transform his city, I hereby direct my administration to allow all U.S. airline carriers to fly directly to Lebanon so that Americans can easily visit this beautiful land. Trump wrote, hopefully our countries will do the same. Enjoy. Speaking alongside Aoun in the Oval Office earlier Tuesday, Trump called Lebanon a country of great intellect and found that the U.S. would help it a lot, while hinting at additional moves beyond this announcement on direct flights. Just give me a sec. Just doing something real quick. God damn, why is it fucking do that? Just give me that, okay?
Is there a collaboration?
Sorry, it's just let me do this thing real quick. Then I'll go back to the article. Sorry, guys, I had to go do something real quick. That's taken care of. All right. We've already solved some of them for Lebanon, Trump said. As you know, there is a Hezbollah problem, but we've done some things that I think the world will take notice. The announcement marks another step in the Trump administration's efforts to strengthen ties with Lebanon after months of U.S.-backed diplomacy aimed at reducing Hezbollah's influence and increasing regional stability. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy took to social media after the president's announcement. Wrote, "I do got it, Mr. President." The announcement comes after U.S.-backed diplomacy between Lebanon and Israel, as the Trump administration has sought to reduce Hezbollah's influence and bolster regional stability. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called the agreement a security blow to Iran, while U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee describes it as a sort of opportunity, and that disarming Hezbollah remain essential to licensing any peace. I all think that the Trump relationship for helping faculty facilitate negotiations and support Lebanon during the talks. The White House and all that stuff. Yeah, I think it's a great thing that we're like worked here with. Well, it's good that we get like we're a country that we've had differences with in the past, and we could work with them. Like we had a lot of differences with the UK during the Revolutionary War and also the war between now that they're close allies for 250 years. Same with Germany. We fought Germany in World War I and World War II. They're one of our biggest allies. Same with Germany. We fucking duped the shit out of fucking Japan once. And one of our closest allies. So I think it's a good thing that hopefully be allies with like Lebanon. Hopefully one day we'll be allies with Iran. I think it'll be great. Hopefully we'll start being more allies with the Middle East. That's just how I feel. I'm not like these fucking hawkish cunts that basically just want more attention. So Trump just expanded his tariff playbook while a powerful trade weapon no president has ever used. So Trump's back on this crazy tariff shit. He hasn't done a lot of tariffs recently since the Supreme Court basically ruled him in, and also he's been too busy with the Iran war. President Trump is opening a new chapter in his playbook by invoking a tariff authority that no previous president has ever used, a group that could reshape future trade wars. Trump used a little provision of the 1930 Tariff Act to impose 50% tariffs on a range of Canadian goods known as Section 338. The nearly century-old law gives the president broad authority to impose fees on imports from countries demand to discriminate against U.S. commerce. It's first ever used by a U.S. president to establish a legal blueprint for future trade disputes. Canada is one of America's top trading partners. It's the first country targeted under the long dormant authority law, with 50% tariffs covering exports ranging from wine and hockey sticks. Why are you gonna tariff fucking hockey sticks, dude? You just get like hockey sticks from fucking Dick's Sporting Goods, bro. Just like, what are we doing, man? It's like, what are we doing, man? And wine? Why are you tariffing wine, dude? Just ran dairy products and great. You're gonna tariff fucking furniture, man. That's awesome. The same Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney criticized the tariffs as the latest in the U.S. trade actions. He said probably the U.S. and Mexico Canada. Really, Trump basically started this thing to replace NAFTA. He violated his own trade agreement that he did in his first term. Referring Canada's committed negotiations. The new dues are expected to take effect in 30 days. The significant thing is Trump uncovered a new tariff statute that has never been used and pretty wide open in terms of the president's supposed power to impose tariffs. Scott Lindsey Cohen, Vice President of General Economics at the Cato Institute, told Fox Digital, it's a lot more about what could be coming and the uncertainty that inject into a multi-trillion-dollar trading environment. The law has taken on added significant sense. The court ruled against the administration's use of emergency powers for consolidation and Liberation Day tariffs, promoting new interests of alternative illegal authorities. Against the backdrop, Lindsey Cohen said Section 338 could provide a broader legal avenue for imposing tariffs that authorizes that have faced legal challenges or carrying greater constraints, so I can't talk. Tariffs are tax on imported goods that the U.S. unfortunately pay up front. Yes, pass on to consumers. You immediately pay for it. Business and store costs are passing so the wholesalers, retailers, and consumers for higher prices. But these bids will raise the price and pass it on to you and me. That's how fucking tariffs work. Our president, doesn't seem to fucking realize that. Lindsey Graham said in moments ago that tariffs may reflect political realities ahead of the midterms. It's going to make the Republicans look like shit in the midterms. The president knows that the midterms are just a couple of months away. They're 4 months away, and that Americans generally don't like tariffs because they associate them with affordability issues. Lindsey Graham said. David Clement, policy director of the Consumer Choice Center, argued that the administration's latest move appears to decide to preserve Trump's broader tariff agenda, despite recent legal setbacks long increased uncertainty for businesses. I would actually view this almost like a last-ditch effort to try to keep some tariffs on the table. Sorry. Sorry, guys. All this means is that for roughly $200 billion in imports that are John paid more for them, he said that the biggest long-term risk is not the collapse of the North American trade. By business delaying investment because of unconditional future tariff policy. Is how much the revenue he's accumulated all this tariffs he's done. Monthly tariff collections have more than tripled since Trump returned office, raising roughly $9 billion to $3 billion. The government collected $30.4 billion in duties in January, a 275% increase from a year earlier, bringing fiscal year collections to $254.8 billion. Tariffs have been the defining feature of both Trump's presidencies, while the president argued to affect American industry and boost domestic manufacturing and strengthen the U.S. economy. But with the $4 billion remaining a defining issue as the midterms to any tariff policy that raises consumer prices likely to face or move with the scrutiny. Yeah, I disagree with these fucking tariffs that he's doing. It's fucking insane. Anybody knows that, a tariff is a tax on you that you and me have to pay for because the business have to raise their prices because they have to, pass on to consumer. It will create a lot more uncertainty because a lot of these businesses are like, oh shit, should we invest into the U.S.? Because we have to pay more of a tariff. What we do, how much are we going to raise our prices? These tariff and furniture. How much are we going to raise the price on couches and chairs and tables? Refrigerators or stuff like that. It's just such bullshit. The Supreme Court basically ruled in on his tariffs back in February. That's why he called him out there in State Union trash. He's using some another retarded strategy. I wish the Supreme Court just told him he has to, get approval from Congress to do these, but I don't know. I guess we're just letting him do what the fuck he wants, man. It's just, I don't believe in tariffs. I don't believe in a planned economy. I believe in free markets, but Trump doesn't care about the free market. He's just doing a planned economy where it's dominated by the executive branch, and I don't agree with that. It's ridiculous, but oh well, it's just I don't know, man. It's just it's just the way it is. It seems like they're from the Senate. There's not a go with it. There's a look at the Fox News videos again for you. Just to move on to some other stuff too. Let's go. We're gonna look at this one. This is about the midterms, so this is important. Representative Juan Cisco Manny, representative from Arizona, clinching GOP primary nomination in Battleground District. Democrats see as a key to retake the House. Cisco Manny, a moderate Republican seeking a third House term and unopposed with President Trump's endorsement. The southeastern Arizona district, which spans Tucson, Tucson and suburbs and stretches to the U.S.-Mexico border, is one of the most hotly contested house races in the country. Trump carried this Wednesday by less than 1%. Pointing to 2024 after losing roughly by St. March in 2020. Joanna Mendoza, a Marine Federal political consultant, also ran it unopposed in the Democratic primary. She has faced several scandals that could undermine her in her House bid heading into November. The Democrat hopeful has become under recent scrutiny following several OnlyFans models. Oh, dude, this chick's on OnlyFans, having It'd be funny if the first OnlyFans chick in the fucking government, dude. That'd be funny. Self-described witches on her own official campaign is going to help with it. She believes in fucking witches, dude. Holy fuck. The sexually explicit accounts include one belonging to a transgender socialist activist who posted pictures of BDSM gear in the New York Post first reported. Mendoza, who also is openly bisexual, has also faced jury attacks after remarks resurfaced from 2020, which she said she would discriminate, decriminalize prostitution in response to a question of equality in Arizona and LGBTQ advocacy group about the struggle of trans women of color. Oh God, this bullshit. I didn't call this bullshit. It is simple to ensure that there's access to the resources, the support networks, the social services to access the healthcare. Mendoza said every act needs to stop criminalizing people for situations. Far left lobbyist Mendoza is a risk working Arizonians literally cannot afford NRCC spokesman Ben Peterson said in a statement. Democrats view Mendoza as a strong recruit and have added their political newcomer to their flagship Red to Blue candidate program. The nonpartisan Cook political report rates Cisco Manny's relation as a bid as a toss-up. Cisco Manny previously served as a minor advisor to former Governor Doug Ducey and the Tucson Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Is likely to highlight his bipartisan credentials as the city's first ouster. He's a member of the Center's Problem Solvers Caucus, the Main Street Caucus, which identifies as a pragmatic conservatives. Cisco Manny defeated the former state's Senator Christian Engel by more than 3% points in 2024. He originally won the seat in 2022, defeating Engel by fewer than 6,000 votes to become the first national states from elected to Congress. We have to see how well this guy does. The person running against him, you guys all bro. Oh no, man, it's just fucking funny, bro. Oh my god. Shit, dude. If this guy wants to win another turn, he just fucking shows this chick's tits. He just shows her fucking tits, man. It shows her fucking having sex on OnlyFans, dude. Oh my god, dude. That's just... okay, we go look at that's things. I think we've looked at all the really, important articles now. Let's go look at like some of the videos from Fox News. Probably talking more about the Iran war, probably talking more about like the primaries. Then after that, we'll rank like game and stuff. After that too. Make sure I'm on the right tab. If I'm on the right tab, that's good. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me seconds. Alright, guys.
You know what the funniest part is? Use the terminology carry. It's if I could ever carry 1/10 of your weight. You fat fucking right onto it.
This Sunday, other than Cowboys Eagles
Well, look at it.
Dolphins Chiefs in Germany. That would be the Sunday
Should be
night
cooked,
game.
man. They're steel diamond.
Bengals.
Alright, sorry, guys.
I must say, I'm
You
surprised
know,
by the
you
Bengals.
Alright.
Yes, it would be Bengals by
You can enjoy my
What the fuck?
The Bengals are favored by
I posted a lot of shit.
So with the automatic-
I ain't watching for 3 minutes, man. It's too long, bro.
Guys, we cook meth.
I'm trying to find one that's not short but not long either.
Bengals beat the Bills.
Just watch this. It's about their Ron Boar.
The Bengals just did
Contrary
a
to
31-17
There'll be a lot of thought, guys, that's not
49ers at San Francisco. As Joe Burrow threw a 28-32 masterpiece at the 49ers. The Bengals are back to being the Super Bowl contender.
That's a
The
decent
Bengals
word.
all captains the Bengals. Burrow
I
is
would blow
back
my
to
brains
being
out.
the best quarterback in the National
Change my
Football League.
ceiling. I would beat
And
my
the
ceiling.
last time I saw the Bills,
I would blow it
Thursdays
everywhere.
ago, I saw
I
Baker
that.
Mayfield throwing
Right out.
the end
Yes.
zone with a Hail
If I
Mary.
was you, you might
won
bet.
the football game. So
Yes, first off, I'd be
I'm
bad.
going
Secondly,
Bengals on
I
the Bills
genuinely
Sunday
think
night
I'd be
in
a silent
Cincinnati,
by the end
30-20.
I'd be sitting
Keyshawn,
around
tell me about
like,
You might be wrong about the score, but you're certainly not wrong about the kick. The
I'd
Bengals
be
win
tweaking.
big.
I'd be
Joe
tweaking.
Burrow's healthy.
Huh?
When you look at his first several games at the beginning of the
I see
season,
we do.
we all knew that there was something
We do.
wrong. There was something wrong. Whether it was the calf,
We'll talk about
Three
later.
Alternator struck up the coast of Poland. Oh shit, we're getting fucking Greece to help us?
Actually,
Damn, we get Greece to help us.
underrated receiver guy.
He made a
That might be the only European countries like this first health talks. Because well, you makes all of Europe is basically kind of say that, but and that's like also pitch Trump off.
That was not a big check. That was a real check. That was a real check.
And a nice
That was a
throw
big
and catch.
2026.
Don't they keep all their fucking nukes at? Or just where to keep their missiles, man? This is all shit. This is where their fucking nukes are? Jesus Christ.
How about that? How about that? How about that?
Yeah, dude.
I would actually disagree about that.
Might turn up just a little bit to hear better. There we go. Sorry, hear a little better.
FPS Gamer of the Year. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
He doesn't. It doesn't bother him one lick. We watched him get sacked multiple times on the Super Bowl run, and all he did was lead his team to a Super Bowl appearance. So
How's
I
your
got them
BMI
winning this
higher
game
than
41-31.
Cruel's got a free barrel. It keeps, going up. It's only going as much as I thought it would. I kind of thought it'd be close to like around like 90 something a barrel. Kind of surprised at that, so it's good. But as it gone as much, I kind of thought it was gonna go. Oh shit! It's really all gone on Monday. So they bombed there, they bombed there, they bombed there, they bombed there. They did airstrikes there, airstrikes there, airstrikes there, airstrikes there. Damn, they done fucking bunch of airstrikes around there than Toronto, close to Detroit.
Yes, that and let me buy you a drink. I don't blow my heart. I don't blow my heart. Mr. Beatty, you have a game down there?
All these other guys have now
Down
shown
there.
up.
I need 4 minutes. Okay, we're gonna run just a quick dive of ice. I think you need ridding. I think you need stealing all the diamonds and money and moving to Italy and buying a terrace.
From my ID, There's no house. Yeah, no house. There's no house. Yankee don't have a woman. Yankee don't rent. There's no house.
And Stephon
That's it.
Stephon Diggs pulled
Damn.
Hurry up.
because he knows you got
Hope Lebanon does that. Hopefully, I hope Lebanon does get rid of fucking Hezbollah. I do feel bad for the people who have to deal with those fucking psychos.
Foundation of a house, pillars,
and I said,
They should just get rid of them, man. Not us doing this, but let like fucking Lebanon get rid of them. Let Lebanon get rid of them.
That's right. That's right. You know how people traffic people have.
No, that's the only way around. That's the only way around, man. That's Israel's the one been instigating Lebanon. That's the reason why the MOU basically broke. It was Israel.
But in the end, that tells me right there, they realized that their secondary needed help. They actually tried to go get Jalen Johnson from Chicago Bears. They couldn't pull that off, so they settled for another guy. Now they're looking at this and saying, we get ready to play these Cincinnati's, these Kansas City's, these Baltimore's, these New York Jets. We got to get Miami Dolphins. We got to get some help on the back end. Otherwise, we're going to get torched. Because if a team has three receivers and you don't have three receivers, you're going to be in trouble. And I think they get ready to run up against their first dose of trouble on Sunday night against the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's a good point. That's a good point because Cincinnati.
I have a gun.
By the way,
What's everybody's play style here? You guys trying to go
Stephon Diggs caught 4 balls for a grand total of 35 yards.
subtle disrespect. A little subtle disrespect.
They got his numbers right. In that game, I didn't know how they were going to have the emotions to play that game after what they've gone.
Is even a diamond plays?
And we had.
You're still available.
Hold on. The season went in.
Hello, sir.
Ken Dorsey did not utilize Stephon Diggs' capabilities in that game. That's why Stephon Diggs had issue.
Yeah, I really think if like more service and like members die, I think Trump will do a full blown actual war with Iran. I think if like more of our like service members die over there, I really think that like Trump would push Congress to play ground troops. I think that would, in my opinion, hopefully it doesn't happen, but I think that would be the breaking point for him. If more of our service members dies, he will ask Congress to just do ground troops. I think that would happen. I really do. And he's talking about he's gonna bomb. He wants to like bomb Lakeside Mound. That's where Iran keeps keeping most of their nuclear weapons programs under that mound. That's where a lot of their nukes are at. So I think he will just. I think he's gonna bomb them. I see him. I do see him go bomb that mound. I really do. I can see him doing it in a couple of days. I wouldn't surprise if he does that tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow, but I think he'll do that this week, or he'll do that like next week. To be honest with you, I really think that'll happen. I'm actually kind of surprised that crude oil hasn't gone as much. I'm glad. I kind of thought with us, constantly, started attacking every day, crude oil's going to go to close to 100 a barrel, but it's only going to like 83 a barrel. So it's going up a little bit, obviously, if like Iran, it's decided to fully close the strait, and honestly it would skyrocket again. I think we're trying to use like some deal with Saudi Arabia about oil. There's some I don't know what's going to happen, but there's like some talks that that some of the Gulf countries are trying to build like a pipeline that would basically kind of like an alternative from the strait. That would be kind of great. I would kind of wish that they had before the Iran war. It would have been as much as a problem. But I hope that Lebanon, does, get rid of Hezbollah. It'd be nice if, the Lebanon army decided to just eliminate Hezbollah. They've been there for like 40 years. They've caused like a lot of issues. Not us doing it, but Lebanon, get rid of Hezbollah. You know, it'd be kind of great if they, you know, like did that, and the people of Lebanon don't have to worry about them anymore. So well, let's see what happens with the Iran war. Obviously, you know, there'll be always big updates with the Iran war, obviously. So. We'll watch this one. I'll watch this one. Then
has some of the ramifications of Brady versus Mahomes.
then we're gonna watch this one. Okay, we're gonna watch this one. Then we're gonna watch this one next. And go to some gaming stuff. Give it Rex stuff. Okay, guys. All right. Sounds good deal. Getting ads, that's great. I love getting ads, man.
Wants to take off and dash you with his legs.
All right.
He's not Lamar, but he
Hold on,
San Francisco last
hold on. Did I keep stealing or should we just be done?
At this stage, forget the Super Bowl.
Wait, hold on.
When you start talking about you just took the two, Tom Brady and Joe Burrow, at this stage in their careers with Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow's a better quarterback. Anybody can argue with me all day long. If you could at this stage in their career, Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. I don't know that he will. The first several years of his career, he is a better quarterback than what Tom Brady was. That's Super Bowl against Carolina.
Quarterbacks that have played years ago. Even when Tom started, that was a different league. It was more of a run-centric league then. These guys came in the league throwing the football.
Yes.
So when we say, well, he started out better than Tom, we're looking at numbers, but not opportunities. Also, opportunities will tell you he started better. Now,
No, what I'm looking at though, Michael, is I'm looking at the throws. That's what I'm looking at. I probably should do more stuff with
What's
other
going on,
people
guys? It's Jen.
and not just do my own
No
stream
second
because,
phase
like,
updates
whenever
or
I
anything
do
yet. Now,
anything
that
with
said, I'm
anybody,
recording this at like 4 in the morning, so
there
maybe
are
there'll
like
be an update
1,000
today. But
clips of it now.
uploading
There
this,
really
this
are.
will
Like,
sound
people go
outdated.
fucking
But we'll see what
crazy
they're going
over
to do
it.
with phase 2. We still have no
So
idea
anyway,
what kind
let
of
me show
steps
you
we're going
guys
to
some
take
of the
during
things,
these
okay?
phases. We also have
And
no idea
it's
how
really noticing
they
it's
work on it. I don't know if
I
it's
have no
specifically
idea.
Iron Galaxy
So,
that is doing this. It's like figuring it out. I have no idea.
It's
A lot of
laggy
all
as
this stuff
always.
works.
So
I
I'll
talked
give
about
it a
this
second.
before,
You
but
say
like, how
this
are
all
we
the
going to
time.
determine
I
who
do.
did it?
But
Is
to
it
be
cheating?
fair,
Like,
we
some
actually
people might have
did do
cheated just
something.
a little.
This
You know,
video
they didn't
here
cheat a lot.
is
They cheated
picture
just a little. How would they
very
know that? They
early
probably
photo
can't,
of
right?
John
It's in this
Lennon
image.
and
Initially,
Yoko
when these
Ono's
games came out, now that it's been
first
a little while,
together
BO1
in
was the one that's been. And BO2 seemed to be the game that was in a better position. Than
That's
BO1.
actually
BO1 was a little bit older again, has a little
Really?
bit more known
Like, y'all
exploits.
actually have to add
Now, they
this
did
shit.
some of that, but I removed
Baffled,
the
you left your
infections and stuff
room.
like
Well,
that.
the
And
thing
even
is,
though
I
they ended
did,
up removing
okay,
the
so
vehicle,
you
there
can just
still was that
relax.
lobby glitch that was
And,
going on.
yeah,
I've been
it's
seeing,
funny.
I mean, some of these posters
It's
now.
so
Early
funny.
into this, I was
How
like,
does
yeah,
something
but I'm
like
hearing
this
that it's
happen?
possible if you have
I
like
don't
a
even
school or some
understand.
shit like that. Maybe it
And
could go
where
online.
okay, this is what she spits out. She goes this. So it's a person releasing all the cockroaches out of a bag. And she says, I
There are
learned all
forcing
some
the aimbot
on
ones where,
Twitch
and I mean
bots.
real aimbot, like somebody
I don't know why you would say that.
2,000 likes on it. They
really,
spawned it
yeah,
on
it's
Nuketown,
a
everybody
real
was getting
fucking
headshot in
mystery, isn't
classic.
it?
You know, the guy
So,
was shooting his
yeah, what's
LMG,
up,
every
guys?
single one was
Real
hitting everybody in the
fucking
head. Overload was
So
over the
I'll
walls
scroll
and
down
shit. Nothing you
and,
could do.
and
I
go
don't
through
think I
some
had
of these.
gone
But
as
yeah,
well, but you have
look
to
at these
assume
other
it's going to
posts,
get
man.
worse,
Oh
right?
my God. 500,000 likes.
I've been playing
1.4
BO2 a
now
little
likes.
bit more than BO1 recently,
1.4
but I
million.
assume that BO1
Like,
was
this
going
is
to
a
end
new
up
one.
being,
What is
you know,
this?
the first
Fully, it's
unplayable
not
one.
that
I'm
many.
really hoping it never gets to that point, but you know, the idea is that, like, yeah, there's going to be
Oh
people
my
that
God.
are going to be able to go and do this stuff eventually. But the idea is that it's not as excessive. So if you run into one of those lobbies where somebody's cheating or whatever, just like back in the day, if you ran into that and if we didn't get to like the full infections, unplayable stuff, you were able to just join the lobby and be like, oh, this is just some stupid ass
This
lobby,
is
maybe
insane,
some people
guys.
or whatever, and then just
This
leave.
is
And then you go and
crazy.
find like a clean
This is a
game.
true farmer. How does still find to get a crop? I guess so.
And then it got worse. the years of
Bring up the theory of value. This is just something special. They take a look at it.
And already at this point where like a single like individuals have it, I'm just as long as it doesn't spread to other people.
Not going to use.
Sure, it's nice to name one of four. I don't think I've seen the finals. I could be wrong. There's that one game that people were saying it was like a lack.
She's money off of doing the content she makes tons of money doing that. She makes a rich family. So this is just it's not none of it's true, right? It's so funny to see what the actually point to me about all this is that all of these people that argue against it in that way, they turn into Andrew Tate and the biggest chuds ever. The moment you go and
just
look
don't
at
run
these
into
things,
anything
like they
like
disagree with that.
It's
Some people are funny for me to say this. Is that a goyim? I think it actually could be a goyim, right? And that's it. And so,
like, see, somebody like this is obvious that it's like they could be. Like, no doubt, no question, somebody's not going to be this level at this point. You can look at the stats, it's crazy. Now, I might have been wrong in saying that I wish it all started happening to be but now that it's happening to both of them, well, that's not good. We might be, it might only be a matter of time until somehow they figure out how to spread the infection. I have no idea how it works, but like, if you join it or something, and then you're the one that has the infection, they can spread it to people in that game, and those people in that game back out, they have the infection, the next thing, the only way to like get rid of it is restart the game.
This is whatever it was, it's watching dishes and smiling, it's so shut over.
To work the same way this time, or it's even possible to make it work that way. Not having to be the Lord help. I would love to consistently like come back to these games, and these could technically be like a test run for like future courts, like MW2 and MW3, for example. A lot of people are talking about that. And what's over MW2 match, and some people are talking about like, oh, what if they have the passion that supposedly existed, that picture content and everything. But I'm gonna say like this, I don't know if other people. But here you go. This is a pretty interesting discussion. It's not happening at the moment, but when you get to the end of the can't vote the originals, do you want the new dudes to be fixed? We personally, I know that it sounds, I want the game to be the way that it was original. That means all of the accents and all the stuff and the balance and everything. Like, I kind of want everything to stay the exact same. Now, obviously, I don't want people like hacking or whatever, but I'm going to talk about like the one-man army YouTubers, like nuking squads that are going for that.
What is this here? And have you heard the game Chopplehanger?
This guy that has like 9-0 UC streaks. You're like, oh man, I've got to kill that hurry. Like, that was part of the experience in like love something and stuff. And like side missions are always on in these games. Nowadays, it doesn't really feel like that. From there isn't as many stakes, and it's not as easily accessible to like get views in the current game. So when somebody's really hurry, like, yeah, I want to go and kill him. And MW2 was very obvious when somebody was trying to get into it. It's not to be obsessed, but I'll say it. I see a lot of people complain about the variety and like the racist and misogynist. Even some people say that we should get rid of that voting and see this is the problem with that voting. We never get to play the other maps. Like, the truth is, man, like, the other maps do suck. Like, having variety is a good thing. You know what happens to that? Wow, it's like playing going play shit also right? You know, these games it's all the people who disagree with me that are saying like it's them every single time. And that, like, you don't even want to ever look like that. This shit is so, it feels so much the reason, right? When I first watched VO2, I was like, fuck, did you ask that? That's your second time asking that question. There's nothing that I, like, wince losing whenever I proceed. Obviously, we've got lots of stuff like that.
You're not going to ask this question again, are you?
My first unlock was the list. Next, just to see how the game is played, and I guess most of that 55. Curious.
I saw that you asked the question twice.
I didn't usually.
You think I can't read every single message and memorize the names and what the messages are? I already have.
And every single player on the other team.
I saw the first time you typed it.
Ghost is so powerful on this game. Holy shit! And one thing that I really like about BO1, I love the fact that I can see what perks people are running. Like if they pop an enemy spy plane, for example, I have this one. They pop a spy plane, and I'm next to my teammate. My teammate, I don't know whether or not my teammate has Ghost or not in the other game. But in this game, I can tell my teammate does have Ghost or not. So that's why I play his enemy, and I'm next to him. I don't need to get away from him.
So anyway,
I don't think I would want MW2 to be fixed. If they did fix it, then I wouldn't be upset. So long as like everything else stays the same. Whatever fix that we think is like, you know, best, make it so you can't pick the same class, have duplicate classes. glasses up or something like that, and just wipe your hands clean to go. The really cool thing about MW2 specifically is that like MW2 had so many different people, so many different play styles and approaches to the game, whereas all the modern games really feel, I mean, even some of the older games still get kind of samey between all the play styles. MW2 feels so distinct in like the type of player that you get. You got the sweaty tryhards that are all using like the tryhard setup, 7-11-25, 7-9-11, like status, man. All right, we're just fucking new. You got snipers that are running around, different styles of the snipers as well. There's like the sleight of hand guys, and then the more rare marathon sniping, which is like really cool and impressive, like a different approach to everything. Oh, I can finally move on here. I didn't realize that. Whenever I was selecting my contracts and stuff, I was always using the D-pad here, but the D-pad only goes up and down. I can't do anything else, but the stick works. Okay, so weird. They're really hard. Sure, so you got those sweaty guys that like the average players that are kind of doing everything, just kind of whatever, standing around and running into things face first and dying, running into spawn shots and shit never adjusted. And then you got like the noob guy, maybe shit at the game, running around with one gun or just blowing themselves up all the time. But then you got like squads that like specifically are only running around with one man army noobs and like full squads with all their setups. There's like different ways you play free for all too, where you can like resupply with scouts. I was watching Next Gen Tactics, I think it was. Guns for Hire and Firebite. I think that's who it was. They taught you how to get balls off on free for all, dude. And TDM is so low energy. It's like I'm relaxing. I'm just here throwing pairback because I'm in the middle of the map. If it stays limited to people that just have like the death kits or whatever, it's pretty expensive to do. Whatever. I don't know what kind of steps are going to take to stop people from doing this, or if they even can do anything about that. Regardless, though, again, still, it's not widespread enough for me to be like, yeah, this shit is unplayable and fucking over. A lot of people are doing it already. I understand. It's actually crazy. Been able to find games. No problem, no weird shit. Everybody is stop blowing themselves up. Lobbies are completely blowing the update, making dead zones feel a lot better, but it is starting to get worse. The last time I talked about this, I said, we haven't seen the game yet. Now we had anyway, thank you guys so much for all the love and support on these videos. Going for trick shots and just hub stomping and just casually leveling through these games is such a, it still feels like it's not real. Whenever I boot this shit up, I feel so, I'm at all right, I think that we're all right now. I love it. Regardless of any of the issues we could have ran into here, I really have had a great time.
I'm sure they were all good. I'm sure he agreed with everything I said and did, right? That's it. And you see the Oxford study and continue calling you that? Maybe, I don't know. And see, you got Taste So Hard, his cell phone battery exploded. I didn't see that at all. Parasocial races. It's just funny for me to look at. And might as well get this out of the way. But what is this? Can I find it? I'm going to look at this right now and go into it. It's pretty cheap. You know what's even cheaper? Spit it out into my trash can right next to me. I don't have to think about it. Avengers, okay. We will watch this. I want to wait. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. And that way, everybody is like, compile in, and like, I don't have people asking to watch it like 2 or 3 times, right? So, like,
we have to wait and see. Like I said, I think if more first service members die in like the Middle East, I think Trump would do a full scale war with like ground troops, bossing it like from Congress. Do I trust that Israel will just completely withdraw from Lebanon? No, I don't. I don't trust Netanyahu because he couldn't even comply to the MOU that Trump trying to do. He's basically the reason why this war basically restarted, because if Israel just stop attacking Lebanon, who knows? Like an actual deal could have been signed, officially could have been signed. They kept constantly attacking Lebanon, kept pissing their riots off, and it basically caused them to start attacking, like vessels, in the Strait of Hormuz again. And I do hope that, the Lebanon army, gets rid of fucking Hezbollah, because they are fucking parasites. Alright, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch one more. We're gonna watch this, right? Because I wanted to see what that to say about this. And then we'll watch, something else react to some other stuff.
Why is it just the head?
What? Oh, they cut out the roach snippet part.
Hold on.
Yeah.
When you look around, continuing westbound.
I can't see. Okay.
Order your own thing. Actually, I want to.
No.
I'm gonna some chicken. I need normal chicken breast, like southbound. What? Yeah, you can order it on the.
Hey, bro, what can I say? I'm on, yeah, it's whatever. Hey,
36, if you can call it out, I get an opportunity, I'm gonna try to get in front of her.
oh my God, man. And that's it. And what is this here? How old is the calendar? Like 5 years old, something like that. And at least your hair doesn't look bad. Yeah, I brushed it with the balloon that day. And so, that was it. Oh my God, bro. Like, this is insane. What is this? Last month, Aslan was spouting about how trans people deserve to die.
The Dupla, of course.
What? Filipino cheater. I don't care if you're trans. When have I ever said this? Like, I don't even know where this comes from. Trans people deserve to die? What? No, it's in SOW? Oh, I can assume that. Oh my God, these fellas really are running wild, aren't they? I never said this. I don't even think I don't think this. I don't say this. What the fuck? Just making shit up, man. I watch you every day. You never once said that? Yeah, what a dumb bitch. So anyway, and somehow it's recent. Bruce Scott is still somehow harder to watch. Oh my God. Why is it just...
With Chime, you bank fee-free.
Money doesn't change everyone, and that's Asmongold's biggest appeal. Why does Asmongold live in smaller despite making millions?
I mean, just
So,
it's not a
the reason
it's
why
not some stolen vehicle. The government's
I will give you the honest to God genuine.
We're gonna get the highway.
It's because I literally just do not give a fuck. If somebody came in and cleaned everything up,
Towards Graham.
it would probably stay.
Set up some sticks in case you come back.
I don't know how that road check got in there. I have no idea how it got in there. I mean, these things happen,
Well, yeah,
right?
right. Actually,
And so we turn around. But yeah, I guess so. No, and that's it. Like, I mean, my room here is clean. It's been clean all year, right? And so, like, it's not really. I don't have like a big deal about it. I just don't really even think about it. I mean, my life. My entire life, everything that I do, like, I don't really think about where I am. I don't think about where I am. I don't think about. You know, the thing I really think about is playing video games and then see free. I mean, that's it. So everything else besides that in my mind is like a fucking distraction. This is like, oh my God, there's like like a car registration or something like that. Otherwise, I couldn't give less of a fuck, man. Like, I am locked in to what I enjoy doing. I am. And that's all I do. Now, and also, the reason why I haven't had a clean person come in, the reason why, is I stream all the time. I'm busy around doing other things. I never even think about it. Recently, I guess after this, the reason I shouldn't say that, is that Allcraft, you know, the podcast, we recently brought on a personal assistant to help us organize and plan things. That person is in the process of organizing and getting a cleaning service to come out to my house. They sourced some different people, they found the person, and I owe that person actually a response. Producer? No, that's Jake. Jacob does the producing. This is another person. This is not Jacob. And, but, yeah, anyways, so this is actually in process, and I had planned it. Because she didn't kind of come spontaneously. You know, it was kind of spontaneous. And so, yeah, that was it. And, Jacob has to drive Emily around. Yeah. He's gonna make sure Emily doesn't run somebody over. So he's busy, okay?
Dude, fucking send the heaven on me. What are they doing?
Want to go back to Red Zone recording day? Yeah, we need to go. Indeed, actually, quite soon. Yeah, you're right. So anyways, which I want. Yeah. So that's something that's in process, but that's it. They don't want to come in this week. Yeah, I think whenever I say I don't care, what I mean by I don't care is that it doesn't affect me, and it's not something that I really like have an opinion on. One. Right, that's cool. Your house is a profit for sure. A lot of people say that, right? And your message for signature, it's never changed. People say that, but I clean up my room and everything the exact same. And you know, me or anything like that. I don't really care. This has 500,000 views. Oh my God.
Why don't police have a small piece of ceramic
Jesus,
onto the land?
Jesus.
Wow. There it is, guys.
Part of me wants to see it too, man. Just, I don't know. Good God, I'll be chaos if that happened, dude. If my done trying to arrest me, no.
I get drunk. 20 illegal minutes? What's outside?
Oh, you know her? So that's her. That's her. Do you have anything on you, Michaela? She's a girl. She was found mushrooms at the time. She's bipolar. I saw you tell her to slow down.
She hit my car.
What's up, everybody?
Just say that.
You're talking about the fucking like shit. Oh, the reason why I became mayor because, well, nobody wanted to like fucking Andrew Cuomo, who's previously the governor for many years, put COVID patients into fucking nursing homes and was had sexual assault. Allegations against enforcement were signed, and also the city has been taken over by fucking Pervert from imported from like a lot of Muslims have moved into New York, and basically all the non-voters, the non New Yorkers who are not from New York voted for Solar Mamdani. That's the reason why. But honestly, Mamdani can't arrest Netanyahu. Like, I don't like Netanyahu. I do believe Netanyahu is a war criminal. I don't like how he's not held our politicians hostage here. I don't like how he's had a lot of influence in our foreign policy. I feel like he duped Trump and going into war with Iran. But see, it's not up to Mamdani to arrest. It's basically up to Trump. Basically, it's up to Trump in order to do that. So you can't, legally, do that. And also someone from Mamdani's administration, like 2 weeks ago, trying to meet with someone from the Iranians, from the Iranians, and he got struck like you can't do that. Local governments can't meet, with like anybody from a foreign country, like members. Also, like the federal government, you could do that, not the local government. So yeah, it's just kind of crazy. It would be insane if Mamdani did try to arrest Netanyahu. Oh my God, dude, that would be insane if that happened. Obviously, that's not gonna happen. So, alright, that's all that stuff. They're trying to put me in jail. We're gonna watch this, so we're trying to put Reckless Ben jail. This is more about the bricks and Mayfield stuff. Let's see what Ben's gonna talk about. I like Ben a lot. I've been supporting Ben since the Bricks and Minifigs. Oh, it's for the Bricks and Minifigs saga.
And that's why I feel that I've never lost the debate.
You need a towel.
Whole face was insane.
Anytime I talked about life.
Yeah, you're gonna need a towel.
He's like, oh, man. I just
The tow is gonna be wrapped up in the insurance claim.
This is just sad, man. Fuck that. That smart. He's that kind of genius.
Taking the keys out isn't gonna help anything.
He's that real. He's that authentic.
Just sit tight for a second.
And over the last 2 hours, I had to really break in and out whispers on my tongue.
Thank you.
Biting my tongue and biting my face.
Yep, I have it. It's not going anywhere. Can you come give me a second opinion? I don't know. This is from the air conditioner.
Like they don't know me. They don't know me.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's a real shame.
You just fly off.
Were you here when this happened?
Try to say some of the narratives they'll try to create.
Sir, we're talking.
And as I was alluding to just a second ago, like I said, what I don't care, it doesn't bother
Kind of leaning towards like cut the guy a break.
Right. That seems
because that's
Yeah.
what stirs the cup. And that's
I
what
mean,
makes
it's
all
also a
the
shit
effect.
driver. I mean, I would agree with that. But
Cutting the guy a break.
And when they
at the same time, I mean, it was really close.
This is not his lucky day, unfortunately.
And Ryan Clark was
Do you have
somebody
the ignition key?
that was a man amongst boys for
I
saying
have
stuff
to
like that. Because
issue a
contrary to
traffic citation.
What?
there's nothing that he'd say on social media or on television that he would tell you to say. That's how he felt.
Oh, what?
And he would never hesitate to let you know where he stood. Does that mean he was perfect? No. Does that mean he was right all the time? No.
For what?
But he was
Oh, I get it.
conscientious.
Because
He
just
was
spent so much
thoughtful.
time on this criminal thing for suit, whatever.
And
She
he's
did.
not
She can't do
somebody
it
that I
for
just
She has to
love
do
working
the
with.
floor.
He's somebody that I love. Period.
She has this addition to the guy who can afford it.
And I will always
Clearly, it's broke as shit. Yeah,
in
it's true.
every way, shape, form imaginable that I can. I just think that I could have been in enough of an influential or powerful position to prevent his exit from happening. But that's where you have to get to a point where you recognize what being an adult is all about. When you think about ESPN, first of all, let me be very, very clear. I can disagree with my ideas, but you're not going to get me to do this. Business is business. And whether we like it or not, those people who made decisions, whether it's a Ryan Clark or a host of other people, are paid to make those decisions. It's in an enviable position to be in.
I think you can fix that.
This ain't the days when
I would agree with you on saying you should do the fake schizo thing,
but I never had to let go
Jazz
and lay off
schizo.
anybody. Those days are long
And she's
gone.
running in reverse.
I'm looking at notes here, and I'm thinking about May of 2013,
Like deliberately by herself with the police.
when ESPN laid off 400 employees, 5% of its workforce.
No shit.
And it was the network's first sizable staff reduction since 2009, when ESPN had laid off 100 people. I'm thinking about October 2015, when ESPN had about 8,000 employees, but 350 cuts represented a bit over 4% of their workforce reduced. I'm thinking about April of 2017, when ESPN laid off 100 employees. And I remember guys like the great Ed Werder.
I'm about to go celebrate my holiday.
We're gonna have a seat in here. And my buddy Danny Canary.
Okay, I appreciate it.
And
Thank you.
traditionally resorted to the job force, along with others like Jason Stark and others that were laid off. I'm thinking about November of 2017.
The suspect, identified as Michaela Jensen, told the court she believed she was experiencing a psychotic break at the time of the incident, describing intense paranoia and delusional beliefs during the chase. Prosecutors claimed that she had roughly 19 times the legal limit of marijuana in her system. During the pursuit, she struck at least 2 vehicles, 1 civilian car and 1 police cruiser, with reports suggesting the total may have been as many as 4. She was charged with failure to comply, operating a vehicle at speeding violations, driving left of center, and
Or in June of 2023, when on-air personalities like Jeffrey Gundy, my brother, Mark Jackson,
for use of signal lights. According to news reports, Michaela was sentenced to 2 years of probation and had her driver's license suspended for 3 years. She was warned that breaching probation could result in a death penalty.
when RG3 was like,
How did you quantify the
long as that low is Samantha Ponder.
Never realized when they called 911.
And just this spring, ESPN had eliminated about 30 off-camera positions as part of broader job cuts at parent company Disney. because it all gets
When
tied
dozens or even
together.
hundreds of
The
calls
point that
are
I'm
coming in
making
about the
is
same
that these
incident
kind
of a
of things
wrong-way
happen all the
driver,
time.
the question is whether you need to ask
Especially in this day and
call
age.
taking and quickly triage each call to
So
find
when
the
I
call
think
with the
about
most
it, it's
vital
like, thank
updates.
God,
Abbreviated
Ryan's
911
got
call
to
taking is
thank
widely
God
debated.
it's
Some
time
believe you
to
should
be
be
a
thorough
war
with
winner.
every single
Thank God
911
he
call,
just
no matter how
NFL
calls
lives.
have to wait. Others
When an ambulance is
impacted, this means
one is
long wait times, callers on hold might have
thank
better
God
info.
he's so
The
exceptional
abbreviated
at
call
what he
taking
does.
approach, if dispatch already knows the basic nature of the incident, the focus often shifts to gathering any time sensitive info and triage the call, trying to find the calls with the highest value info.
It could be Netflix, it could be Amazon, it could be whatever.
The human should do dispatch like that. At the same time, there
Is
should be
arguably
an AI
the
that
best
scans the call,
NFL
that gives
analyst
it an overview,
in
and
America.
maybe they catch something that the other
I'm telling
doesn't,
y'all,
right?
I
And they
work
has that
ask
analytical.
anybody
Yo,
who's worked with them.
you know what I mean?
This brother knows
Push it on
football
with Ron Kent Road.
And then you see the final part.
Maybe you didn't catch it. Maybe you didn't know what to say.
Info, and then quickly flip the lines going out available for others urgently calling in.
Okay, we got a bunch of calls.
They know better
They
than
hold them accountable too. They
you
do
don't need to touch it in that
This is a poll to the public in the description. Should abbreviated call taking be allowed when no one is overwhelmed due to
They want to bring up stuff about race baiting and all of this other stuff. He is a proud black man who has tackled one issue after another, sometimes with a level of fervor that even alarmed him, that he knew he needed to dial it back. But his heart was always in the right place, striving constantly to speak up for those who couldn't speak up for themselves.
It's an honor to work with you.
No matter
in
how
your
loud
kitchen
they
chef,
scream, it wouldn't be heard.
but I'd like
But
to
by so many.
volunteer. I feel that I'm half a man
Damn.
in your kitchen, chef.
That's
still better than what's standing in front of us at half power. I want
And
the
speaking
girls,
of
the
that,
red
by the
team,
way, how many people
to
do y'all
win.
know? Even though
Lacey,
it
both of
wasn't
you.
a license
Get back in line.
issue,
Get back in line.
as players,
So of course look like you. Yes, I think you got you so good your hair.
The circumstances, it's not fair to continue going
Oh,
on
man.
amount of pain. Keep hold of your jacket as a symbol of courage, because you've done plenty more.
Yes. Thank you, chef. I know I could have gone all the way. Sucks to leave you because of the injury. I'd rather be leaving because of lack of skill or something, you know. Maybe it's just not meant to be.
Gentlemen, have you reached your decision? Yes, sir. Right, Jay.
Yes, chef.
First nominee and why?
First nominee would be Seth.
Why?
His kitchen etiquette, he really doesn't have much kitchen etiquette. His experience, unfortunately, he doesn't have that much experience. He's got a lot to learn.
Second nominee and why?
Second nominee would be Charlie.
At the time,
Why?
Execution
compared
tonight.
to what you just saw,
He was a little
he said
off
he was, quote,
in the front of the house.
at LeBron,
He definitely
not just the
didn't meet the
decision,
par
but lack of notice and
that we needed
respect.
to
He
achieve.
said at the time, he
Chef.
quote, 2 to 3 days of tremendous
I can
anger
just say something.
after his beautiful plan was all torn down. Look, I have obviously covered LeBron training. It was super awkward, but I cannot explain. First of all, he made him wait 9 days.
If we could just go down the line and ask, because I don't know if Jay is allowed to speak for everybody.
The chef asked me.
Yes.
So I answered the chef.
Yes, that's your
So keep your mouth shut.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody was in agreement with the exact same thing that Jay was saying.
Seth, Charlie.
This
You
felt
fuck
like
your
a
ass,
documentary show. The decision was already made. It was so disrespectful. He didn't even show this presentation. The trucks didn't even
Charlie.
come.
Yes,
So
sir.
just the
Why
breakup
should
was
you stay in
bad,
this kitchen?
man.
Because I can cook my ass off. I've got a lot more experience than Seth. I've been doing this for a long damn time. I just haven't done it your way, and I want to learn your way, and I want to continue to be here.
Seth,
Why should you stay in Hell's Kitchen? I think Charlie's comment is a great comment that I do not have as much experience as him. And I believe that is where you would come into play and paint a canvas for me and teach me what I need to know for the rest of my life. I absolutely am floored by this experience. I'm learning more and more every day. I cannot believe how much I'm learning. I absolutely love the opportunity to stay here. I'm absolutely loving being yelled at. I appreciate it. We have so much left, and I would just absolutely love the opportunity to still work for you because I absolutely enjoy
Where's the Jude Bellingham against Mexico is something to do. The best storyline is when it is also easy. Somebody up and down.
Why is the street long? I got it right here. Right up there.
On the World Cup, they come out, they tie Spain in the opener, and then give Argentina all they can handle. Final award, the marquee match, England-Mexico will go down, I believe, as the greatest match in the World Cup. England goes up 2-0 thanks to Jude Bellingham. Here's the diving header. Mexico fights back. Had 2 Ks, had a red card. Everything England holds on in an absolute thriller.
3 services. I've got to see it. I've got to feed it. And I don't.
It obviously centers around our team. And if you look at his Heisman odds,
This is the
number
first
2.
time I've ever been
If you look
fired.
at NFL draft stock, he's number 1. March Manning started last season.
I did what I could. I worked my ass off for that guy.
Arch rebounded.
My ability.
And the final 6
And if you didn't
games,
see that, that's
that's
his
the
own
Arch
bad.
Manning we expected to see. My pick to win the Natty as of right now is the Texas Longhorns. They are loaded. But this
And
Arch
here's
Manning
why.
stuff, like
Because
last year was the year to overhype.
And
Now
their
the media is
steak
like,
is
we don't want to
slightly
get burned
overcooked,
again.
undercooked.
That's,
It gets
he's gonna
redone.
be really good. He has all
And they
the
move on
physical
and
traits. He
enjoy
checks
the
every box. So hopefully,
If a
you'll listen
customer
to him
goes
when
out
they
for
go on the
dinner and they get served a butt
We're
of
all
lettuce,
still waiting for LeBron, and it is getting
that's
to
how
that phase where it's
reputations
a
get
little
destroyed
annoying.
in
This feels like
minutes.
the aging rock star who's on tour, and the concert's supposed to start. He's coming out
Danny.
on stage at 9 o'clock.
First of all, Liam White.
Our first nominee is Seth Chef. For obvious reasons, he struggled
Coming out
very
on
hard to
stage at
get
9
the
o'clock.
scalps up.
But no,
I think
he's
this
gonna
one
make it
easier
wait. Everybody's
station,
annoyed,
and
but
he
they
just
wait.
totally
They're
lost
waiting
it.
for the start, and everybody's waiting
Eugene,
for
second
LeBron
Liam
to
White.
decide.
Chef, our
Except for
second nominee is
the Knicks. You know how many times LeBron has tormented the Knicks over the last 15 years?
we just feel like he hasn't been able to perform for the dinner services.
You got the chip. And you
I'll
know
agree
who
with
else
that
doesn't
one.
need LeBron is not waiting
Lacey,
on LeBron.
First nominee,
And that's the
and
Lakers.
why?
It's
The
great
first
right
nominee,
now
Chef, is
to be a Lakers fan. You're not being forced
Colleen,
to listen to Rich
based
Paul's
on her
podcast
overall performance
to
up until this
decipher
point.
some
She's been very
meaning
weak on the
in a
line.
lot of nothing. You're not chasing
Do it.
LeBron's
Second nominee,
Do it, Chad.
Instagram
And
for
second nominee, Chef,
breadcrumbs
is
about where he may be golfing. They're finally building the
myself.
right way they want around Luka. LeBron's not there
Your Chef.
Do you personally think there was anyone worse than you this evening?
Well, I feel that Corey's performance wasn't up to par. My performance was better than hers tonight.
Troy, you're silent. What do you think?
I
think it was my worst performance so far.
That's really the main factor. That's Golden State.
Thank you for being honest.
LeBron doesn't live that
Okay.
far from me, and there's a Santa Monica
Lacey,
airport
Colleen,
10 minutes from my house. They
Ben,
take private flights.
step forward.
They basically just commute up and down on practice day. I can't but on practice day. And his family, his daughter, would have no disrespect to their life. It's an
Right,
interesting
Lacey.
question. What is the most important thing?
What
to
makes
do?
you think
And
you have a
therefore,
future in Hell's Kitchen?
I'll admit the first 2 days I was
In my
so
belief, the greatest
and
player
yes, I will admit that I thought about quitting, absolutely. But now that I'm in here doing it, I'm learning a lot, and I know I can get stronger.
Colleen, why do you think you should stay inside Hell's Kitchen?
Because I work hard, and I am still learning, Chef. And I admire what you're teaching me, Chef, and I'm not done learning, Chef.
The Sixers, the Cavs, and the Warriors.
Why do you honestly think you should stay in Hell's Kitchen?
Although not as experienced as the rest of these guys, I think have the biggest heart here and the most passion towards this. And I absolutely think that I can still be the victor of this competition outright, Chef.
Every time I come into the kitchen, I give it everything I have. I'm happy to help put the team together, work my station fast, be accurate, follow direction, and simply try and motivate everyone on my team every single day I come in.
Here's the thing. You move too fast for your own good. You run around like a fucking rhinoceros all day long to achieve zero.
So I think LeBron's allowed to take as long as he wants.
New Febreze Trash Odor Fighter reduces trash odors, replacing them with 45 days of freshness. Shop scents you'll love.
So when I consider the dynasty rules, I look at the Patriots, Brady and Belichick.
These are the faces men made before they shave their bodies with its face razor. So this is what we want. Introducing the new Gillette
Oh
Razor,
man,
our safest
man, I've
fabric
been big sports breakfast bands since this whole thing started. It's just so ridiculous that entire series is having over fucking Legos that the CEO of Richard Mavic is basically just like fraud and scam that it's stealing the products from the original owner, and they just want all they just want is just their fucking Legos back. All they want, they should go after that fucking CEO. They shut the entire business down, seize all their fucking assets, sue to Bolivia from the jail and that police department in Utah needs to be fucking investigated. They're being a bunch of corrupt fucking assholes. They're in the back pockets with clearly with Brooks and Mayfield. It's pretty fucking obvious. So yeah, hopefully Reckless Man wins his fucking lawsuit because he's a great guy. So it's super fucking crazy how. The entire police force is literally going after to expose a fucking scam and fucking enterprise. So it's pretty crazy. We'll see what happens with that.
Yes, Chef.
See what else can we look at?
The cooking wasn't there. It just wasn't there.
What else can we look at?
Have you made your decision?
Oh, this is the acronym of the War Against Video Game Ownership on both PlayStation and Sony. Track to it.
One, he started out bad, but was able to recuperate and come out of it a little bit better than Jay was. Maybe just a fraction. And that fraction saved him.
Oh man, what has happened, bro?
Jay, Andrew, step forward.
I've been watching the acting for a long time, man. I like him a lot.
Well, I've got the skills and I have the talent. I'm very confident. I know what I'm able to do.
You lost it tonight. You didn't get started.
There's no excuse. This is definitely my worst performance in my career.
You're
Leo Messi
not wrong
carried
there.
the team.
So the other horrendous performance on the meet was you, Andrea.
Yes, Chef.
I mean, why should you stay?
I want to stay in Hell's Kitchen because I want the opportunity to be back on that main station, and I want to nail it from beginning to end and prove that I have what it takes not only to you but to myself.
Ocho, you can't sit there. We gotta have that kept outside karaoke night. Hey, check.
This is really
a real show. I mean, demonstration.
GD.
Liam.
Oh, Jay. You forgot to yes?
Yes, Chef.
Messi returned in 4 years.
Well,
He hasn't
yes,
closed the door the way
there is
Ronaldo did during the World Cup.
a massive diarrhea epidemic. It's fucking crazy that there is, but it's just the way we are in this country at the moment.
Or something along those. He's been unbelievable, aging like a fine wine. Why wouldn't he return in some capacity in 2030? Or, Derek, to your point, maybe it's the end of an era. And we move on, but I don't know. It's a fascinating situation for the new coach, whoever it is.
I would actually say that this is just my preference. It would be better for Messi not to come back and play in the next World Cup. Why do I say that? Because I think we want to have the good memories of Messi. And I look at Ronaldo at this World Cup and I think to myself, yeah, okay, Ronaldo did help from time to time, but I'm not sure that Portugal really needed him at this stage of his career. He was more or less operating just inside the penalty area. And I think the argument that some have made that he was a bit of a hindrance to what they were trying to do as a team
is valid. So, I have wonderful memories of Messi. It's been a joy to cover him throughout multiple World Cups. I think sometimes there's a case for going out and saying, okay, I've done everything. I'm at the peak of my powers. I've done it now. And I'm not sure I'd want to see a diminished Messi or a part-time Messi at a future World Cup. That's my opinion. Others might disagree.
That's a great take. We had Kobe Jones, the former U.S. national team midfielder, on earlier, and he said, why wouldn't Messi potentially be a player coach? Coming off the bench as a super sub, if you will, for 25 minutes, finding energy. But Ronaldo didn't seem to want any part of coming on as a substitute, but he also didn't want to come off. And you know the international world better than I. Portugal apparently had a backup forward who was awesome, scored the game winner against Croatia.
Why are we still striking Iran?
So I don't know. Would you want to see Messi as a super sub or player coach?
Why have we not gotten back to the
Ramos,
negotiations
player
table? Why have we not realized that the only way out of this is diplomacy? Because if there's two methods here for the American side, you either get back, you beg the Iranians back to the negotiations process.
What's he going to be 43 in the next World Cup? I'm just not sure.
We're talking about the Houthis.
And he is the player of his generation. And he's the player of your own generation.
Expanding, but I think another key waterway. This one connecting the Red Sea to the Indian Ocean, with traffic in the Strait of Hormuz already flowing to a crawl. Cutting off the Red Sea could cause oil prices to spike even further, and gas prices now more than $4 a gallon as well. As overnight, the U.S. launching the 10th straight night of strikes on Iran, while Iran.
It's funny all that was going around the sun last year to stop killing games. I had a shit ton of signatures. Yeah, they will because of the fucking terrorists, man.
I love free markets, the freedom of the market, the freedom of the people. And a part of my belief system, a fundamental plank of my belief system is the idea that all straits must be open at all times. So obviously, this is, as we are all a part of this international shipping, import, export community here, this is devastating. Because now, a second strait is on the verge of being blocked. The Ansarullah movement in Yemen is now retaliating against Saudi Arabia. Those couplings make it look a lot more believable. Yes, yes. Look,
a number of guys,
you see that? Would someone who is not an international commerce giant, would someone like that now, I mean, would someone have couplings if they didn't love international commerce?
Giannis would love to learn.
For what it's worth, I'm waiting for you for your stream today to see some actual meta news. There's nothing worth consuming from domestic U.S. games.
Bunch of strikes far beyond its borders. Air raid silence echoing here in Jordan. 6 missiles and 5 drones intercepted overnight. This after 3 U.S. service members were killed for presumed Iranian attack on a U.S. base in Jordan late last week. Video shows that massive explosion, a fireball erupting, debris raining down. 2 of the soldiers, both identified as 19-year-old Private Isabella Gonzalez in Texas and 25-year-old First Lieutenant Tyler James Fiat of Hawaii. In addition to those fatalities, 100 service members have been wounded in just the past few weeks, although most returned to duty. CENTCOM has also identified the soldier in Iraq during a controlled detonation of an Iranian drone. He's Army Sergeant Michael Swinton, 30 years old, of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the father of 2 young children. And thus far, these U.S. strikes have not deterred the Iranians, and there are questions as to what President Trump will do to try to end his 5-month war. He predicted would be over in a matter of weeks.
And Martha, Secretary Hegseth, and the chairman of the joint. I truly do not know where we go from here. I've talked about this extensively every single day for the last 150 days at this point, and even before Operation Epic Fury started, I kept explaining over and over again that this would be devastating, and plenty of much smarter people
Erling
have
Haaland.
talked about the
All right, next
escalation
up,
trap.
Clutch
Shout out to
Player
Robert A. Pate.
Award.
Shout out to
This one's
Mears
too
Schreiber
easy. It's my
and
guy,
numerous
Jude
other-
Bellingham from England. Just such a good player, such an awesome tournament. Put England on his back twice.
This is classy
For my
kind of
money, the goal of the tournament, as you see on the screen right here, will step over and then pop inside against France. Touch, bang. I mean, listen, Jude
numerous
Bellingham
other
against Mexico
academics
was
that,
something to behold. Scored
looked
a
at
great
the
goal against
situation
Norway. Scored
and
two,
thought
I'm sorry, against
that,
Norway.
going
And,
along with
overall, I think
Israel's
he became the
interests
best central attacking midfielder in the
would
world.
be devastating for
That's going to be his
America.
mantle.
America
going
has
forward. He is a
deteriorated
superstar and was
its
the most clutch
force
player
projection
in the World Cup.
capabilities.
All right, next up,
America has
the
betrayed
best
its
storyline.
allies,
This one
its
is also
key
easy.
allies
It's a
in the
layup, and that
region,
would be Cape
left them
Verde. Nobody
defenseless.
could identify
Countries all
this
around
country
the
on
world
a
are
map before
taking
the
a
World
cold
Cup.
hard look at
They
their
come out, they
security
tie Spain in the
relationships,
opener,
their
and then give
security contracts,
Argentina
which
all it can handle
don't
in the
necessarily
knockout rounds, including the
defend
goal
these
of the World Cup.
nations
The
from
banger there
hostile foreign
to
adversaries,
tie
but
things
instead
up. Obviously,
turn
they
them
ended up losing
into
to Argentina.
missile
But
sponges.
Cape Verde, what a
That's the
storyline.
new meta.
If you guys look it
That's-
up on the internet,
That's the
apparently
lesson
they are
that
getting
we've taught the rest of the
unbelievable,
world. Meanwhile,
vacation
after
inquiries, people want
130
to learn
days
about
or
the
so,
country and travel there
given
just because they showed well
the crisis
in the
that was
World Cup,
imminent
which is pretty
with the global oil
All right, next
markets,
up, we have the
the United
Elias
States of America
Exit
decided
Award.
to go
The
back
runner-up
to
was
a
Germany,
ceasefire
getting bounced
pattern
by Paraguay
and
in
try
Cape
to
Verde.
deal with Iran through
This one's going to have to
diplomacy.
go to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Many people, myself included,
Guys,
were
I
very
know you love
skeptical
Cristiano
about
Ronaldo.
America's interests.
Oh, he was a non-factor.
There were some
I don't want to
others,
hear
like
about the 2
Trita
goals against
Parsi, for example, who were
Uzbekistan.
far
I mean, I could
more
have scored against him.
positive
Ronaldo
about
was a
this
total
deal. It
non-factor
turns
for
out J.D.
Portugal.
Vance
From the jump,
and
people were saying,
numerous
listen,
other
he should come off the bench.
officials
He should
openly
be a
revealed
super
that
sub.
the MOU
And I
wasn't
know he did
a
have one
real
goal that was a
investment in
PK.
a long-standing
Wonderful.
peace,
But otherwise,
but
he just
instead,
did not have a good
the
World Cup.
memorandum of
Career
understanding
over in the World
was
Cup. I
simply
know everybody loves
to
Ronaldo,
get an
the chiseled
extension.
abs,
But the
great
problem
family.
still
He
remains.
seems
The
like an
American
all-around
Strategic
amazing
Petroleum
guy,
Reserves are in
but,
critical levels,
unfortunately, Cristiano
nearing
Ronaldo
300 million barrels.
And the
Once
final
it reaches
award,
below
the
300
marquee
million
match.
barrels, once
Listen,
it
you guys
reaches
know I'm all in
150
on
million
this team.
barrels, it's
England,
over. The
England,
salt caverns
Mexico
that
will
the
go down, I
Strategic
believe,
Petroleum
as the greatest match in
Reserves
the World
are
Cup. Obviously, England played
stockpiled inside
Argentina
of
in a thriller, but
will
the
actually
England-Mexico
crater.
match, a
There's a
home
compounding
game for
effect.
Mexico at Azteca.
Once it gets to 150
England goes up 2-0 thanks
these
to
are
Jude
the
Bellingham.
lowest
Here's
levels since the
the diving
80s
header to
that
open
we
the
have
scoring.
seen. All
Mexico
signs
fights
point
back.
to
I
a
mean, you had
crisis that
PKs,
is
you had a
imminent.
red
America
card.
is going to
This game had
inevitably
everything. England
have to
holds on
stop
in an absolute thriller.
exports,
This
which
game
will
was so good. If
have
they put this on
dramatic
Fox or FS1
consequences
like tonight,
for
I'm
Europe.
probably watching it again.
Okay, because the way that oil is traded in the international market as a commodity
what was the US
is a little
identity
bit
in
more
this war?
complex than people think it is,
Well, I
right?
think
It's not
when
like
you look at it, was
when
a
we
little bit
are
more of
we're
that
constantly
you mentioned
refining
again,
oil and we're
you know, it's
shipping it
like,
out.
can we be a
We
little
already
bit
have
more
extended
attacking?
contracts
Can we
with
be
other
kind of,
countries. America
have
is an
this
export
blitz at the
country,
beginning
right?
of
America
games
is an
that saw
exporter, an
against
oil
Paraguay
exporting nation.
overwhelm the opponent. And I
We
think
could stop
that
those
is
oil
actually a
exports,
very
but if we
good,
stop those
you know,
oil
viewpoint
exports
for the
in order to
United
make
States,
sure we
because we're starting to
normalize
get a
our
lot of
oil and
different
gas prices here in the United States of America, we would basically destroy the European markets.
Now the question is,
We would
okay,
destroy
can you
all these
balance
other
that
markets
out
that we're
with the
selling
defensive
the
aspect
oil
of
to
that
right
and the
now.
midfield
So
aspect,
the
you know, to
likelihood
kind of make sure
that we will
everything covered.
that we will stop
maybe
exports
we're
is
a little bit lacking
I mean
in that area,
that's
but
a real
offensively,
crisis.
you know,
That's a
we
real
showed up
moment of panic
in
for the
quite a
rest
few
of the
games.
world,
It's just
right?
unfortunately against Belgium,
Especially at a time when the Asian markets are
So
heavily reliant
Pochettino is
on
up
oil
for an
coming from the
extension.
United States
Reportedly,
of
it's been on
America
his desk for
because the Strait of
since before
Hormuz
the
is
World
closed,
Cup.
which is where they were
I
getting
don't
the
know what the
majority of
holdup
their
could
oil
be,
from.
Kobe.
Then,
I'm sure everybody
separate
has
crisis
thoughts on
taking
what it
place
might
here.
be. Some people are
with Russia.
speculating perhaps he wanted to be
Ukraine
able to hold
has
more players
successfully gained
accountable.
leverage with their additional strikes on
I don't know. Have
critical
you
oil
heard
and
anything
gas
about what the
infrastructure
holdup
inside
is?
of Russia.
Maybe they're
Ukraine has
handling
been
more
able
money. I don't know.
to Ukraine has
I
been able
haven't
to
heard
pepper
exactly what is going
Russian
on. I
oil
do know
tankers,
that
Russian gas
the
tankers.
extension has been there.
This
I think
is
for
heading
that man there,
down.
Pochettino,
This is
you know,
this is
he has a
basically
lot
making
to
the pressure
consider right
worse.
now.
It's actually
as you
feeding
said, he's
into
gonna
the
determine,
volatility
you know, his future,
in
what he
the
wants to do, and
in the
players that could
international
possibly be there.
energy
We have
markets.
to remember
A
he was only
terrifying prospect.
with this
So
US team
knowing
for a little over a
everything
year,
that we
as
just
opposed
talked
to most
about,
coaches get a full
which of
cycle
course
4 years to
the
really learn
American
the
side is
entirety
privy
of
to
the
this
team. So,
information as well.
for me,
Why are we
it'll be
still
interesting to
striking
see if
Iran?
he does decide to stay with the US rather
It
than going
doesn't
back to
make
that
sense.
club
Why
situation, which
have
is
we not
completely
gotten back
Pochettino seems
to
be
the
someone who likes to be very
negotiations
involved
table. Why have
constantly,
we not
and that's a club
realized
coaching
that the only
position.
way
So
out of
the
this
big
is
question
diplomacy?
is he's
Because
going to want to
if
have
there's
those
two methods here for the
extended
American
downtime
side,
moments. Because
you
everyone
either
has
get
a-
back,
with the national
you
team,
beg the
they're not with the
Iranians
players all the time.
back to the
You get them for a week,
negotiations
and then they're
process,
gone for 2 or 3
which,
months.
for the record, the hardliners have been vindicated over and over again. The hardliners were initially vindicated when America struck Iran, decapitated its leadership structure, and then the hardliners, the IRGC, took control over the situation, and through their Mosaic defense system, they were able to fight back and claw back tremendous amounts of leverage by closing the Strait of Hormuz. That leverage is never going away. They will forever maintain no sense for the Iranians to give up this economic nuclear option that they now have at their disposal. It makes no sense. They fought for it, they bled for it. Why the fuck would they give it up? Of course they're not going to give it up. And America understands that they're not going to give it up. Which is part of the reason why the MOU itself didn't make a whole lot of sense.
I want to be traded, I'm out.
Where I guess they just wanted a brief moment of respite so they can rearm and then go back to war.
Okay.
But Iran on the other side also had the same opportunity
and I love
to
super teams.
rearm, to
For me,
rebuild,
all those
and
super team
therefore
finals, Warriors,
America,
are you kidding me? How good was
Iran
that?
also is
So good. But now,
in a better
with this
position
horrible
overall.
new
And every day that goes by,
where you got the
every day that
second
goes
apron
by
and
that this war
stringent salary
continues,
cap,
every
essentially
day that
a
goes
hard
by
cap.
that the Strait of Hormuz is
We're
closed,
prioritizing spreadsheets
every
over
day
super teams.
that goes
And
by where
the summer is
we're
not the fun,
digging
but it's like
deeper and
a big
deeper
math
into our
lesson.
strategic
That's what we're doing now. It's
petroleum
math in the
reserves.
summer.
Iran
in
is
the NBA.
gaining more leverage.
It's all about
And
the
not only are
finances.
they gaining more leverage,
And we saw
they're
like
also
5
moving
kind of
certain
big moves
chess
to summer guys in
pieces
the
on the
NBA,
board
and none of them
to
felt
their
like
own
one of
advantage
those
as well.
big
One of the
road
things in the
bombs
last
back in the
9
day.
days
It was like,
since the war
oh my
in
gosh,
June,
Kyrie
one of the things that
and
Iran has been
Durant
able
are
to do
going to the Nets. Holy
successfully
cow! And this is happening.
is they
It was
shut
like,
off
oh,
America's eyes and ears
LaMelo Ball
that
just
Israel
led
was
Charlotte to
utilizing
their
in the
best
region
season,
by blowing up radar
over a
installations
decade.
and blowing
He
up
was
the
their-
American
they
early
drafted
advance
him.
warning
He was their guy,
systems
homegrown
in the
talent.
entire region.
We're shipping him
Right.
to Minnesota.
They did this in Bahrain,
Jaylen Brown,
Kuwait, UAE,
Finals
Saudi
MVP.
Arabia. They did this all
6th in
around
MVP
the
voting
region and
last
the
year.
Gulf nations.
All NBA player.
The last piece
Celtics
of
were
the
like,
puzzle
he's
was
homegrown, but so
Jordan.
is Tatum. This is
So,
untenable.
since the MOU fell
What are we
apart,
doing?
Iran has
when the
been
second
continuously
apron is dictating
bombing
moves for
installations and
teams,
American assets
as
in the Gulf
opposed to
countries that
basketball fit.
remain.
And by the way,
But
stop questioning
Iran
the
has
Tatum
also
Brown fit.
put the crosshairs
They
on
went to the
Jordan
playoffs like
in
10
a
years in a
way
row.
that
How
they
many
hadn't
conference finals?
before.
2 trips to the finals.
Because a
They
lot
got
of
a
the
title.
American assets
Of
moved
course
to
they did.
Jordan because Jordan is the last line of
financially, he
defense
doesn't fit
for
anymore.
Israel.
And I
Jordan
just
has
feel
a
like, and
serious,
again, you guys know I
relationship
love
with
the
Israel.
NBA.
Jordan has a lot
I'm
of
just way down
the remaining
on what the league has
anti-air
done.
defense systems
Essentially
in between
stamping
Iran
out
and
super
Israel.
teams. LeBron ushered in
And
the player
therefore,
empowerment era,
Iran has
and the owner said,
been
no,
blowing
we're
up
taking it back.
Jordanian installations
And now
now
they're saying,
and
LaMelo
blowing up
Ball, you're
American
gone.
assets in
And Jaylen Brown,
Jordanian
goodbye.
bases. Now, a lot of
Kawhi
people
Leonard,
will
by
look
the
at
way,
that and go,
remember
why
when
are
the
they
Clippers
blowing up
brought in
Jordan? This
Kawhi
doesn't
and Paul
make
George?
sense.
It
Well,
literally, there was
part of
an
the reason why they're
earthquake
blowing up Jordan
the
is
same night
because
that
they are
move happened,
threatening
and it felt
Israel.
like it
They're
was a
not
sign.
just
Oh my
attacking
gosh,
Jordan for no reason. I know a
who
lot of
just
people
won a
are
title
confused by
in
this as
Toronto.
they were
He's
initially
going
when
to
they're
the
like, why are
Clippers,
they
and
blowing
he's
up
bringing
Bahrain?
Paul
Why are
George.
they blowing up the Gulf region? Aren't
And
they supposed to
instantly
be
it was the
allies? It's
Clippers
like,
going to
no,
win the
of
title.
course not. These are
All these moves that we've seen this summer,
nations that
none
have
of them
a
has led to
foreign
anybody saying that team's
adversaries
going to win the
of
title.
military bases and
And that
military
won't count
installations. Of
whenever
course,
LeBron
they're
decides
going to
what
build
he's
them up.
But
And
they're not winning the
Jordan
title.
has
Cleveland will have a
anti-air
good shot.
defense
I mean, they
systems
just made the conference finals.
that
But
defend Israel.
it felt like those moves back in the
So
day.
blowing
back
up
in
those
5,
anti-air
10 years,
defense systems in Jordan is a way for
list on the internet.
Iran to
this summer.
basically
And it's
threaten
a college
Israel
football
without
quarterback
bringing
list.
Israel
Now,
back
I love
into the
the Athletic. We
conflict.
have guests on from the Athletic.
Israel
I'm a
has maintained
subscriber.
a
I read it all
holding
the time.
pattern since the
This
MOU
college
ended.
football list is
They
one
have
of the
said
craziest
that this is a beneficial situation for them. America's the one that has to deal with Iran. They don't have to do anything. They're not risking their assets. They're not risking their troops. They're just sitting back and waiting.
They did a college
Right?
football list of players. Right?
That's the Israeli side.
Going in,
There was a 5-hour security conference that Benjamin Netanyahu put together just last night. Israel obviously is very fearful about the Jordanian incursions, the Jordanian strikes, because again, they obviously understand that Jordan is plays a profoundly important role in Israel's security. And then add on to the chaos, you now have the Houthis successfully forcing not one but two Saudi ships to return back to their ports. This is one aspect of what the Houthis could also
I'll keep them.
Other
in my closet right there. That's a bunch of my business cards in my closet. Shit in my closet. Yeah. It kind of sucks that, people won't be able to keep physical copies. Obviously, I didn't buy a physical copy of the game since like 2017. I said, it's no case. Always, like, well, we go to like the mall, malls, like, Arlington, obviously, the AMC mall, there would be a big, like GameStop, we go, always go out there, kind of like a game, whatever it would be. I used to look forward to like midnight releases, look forward. I always look forward to finding a new COD, every single year. Fun like Fallout, and fun like Madden and Halo, and just it's super fun. Honestly, it's just easier now, just like download something on the word now, in the desk, maybe like GameStop, whoever it might be out, like sold out certain games, you can find it. You just go, do it, go on Steam or go on like Battle.net or go on EA or whatever. You just download it. The one thing that sucks, like when, Sony and PlayStation and Microsoft do, stop, all like production with, physical copies of the people. Won't be able to keep it. It's just like kind of retarded. It sucks. So if I were to see these guys right now, if you still want to get physical copies, do right now before 2028, man. We're already halfway through 2026, so we got like a year and a half to just fucking buy as much physical copy games as you like want. Basically,
I don't know.
So,
I suspect that's part of the reason why they've been so.
but I'm always been I've been hybrid, like there's certain games I play on my PC, there's certain games I play on my Xbox, I like Counter-Strike's also on mouse and keyboard. I prefer to play it on PC, obviously. Like DayZ, I prefer to play on PC. Like Deadlock, I feel like play on PC, also play on PC. Like WoW, I play on PC. To be honest with you, I just go for playing Battlefield on PC. Actually, I don't know, I feel better. I think it's like a better game on PC versus like console. What's other games I like to play on PC? Like on console, I prefer to play COD on console. I prefer to play Minecraft on console. Well, I play I like playing Minecraft on PC, but I've always played like Minecraft on console. I used to play it also on the 360. I feel like the 360 version of Minecraft was the best. I always prefer playing Madden on console. I probably like Half XL is probably better on PC than its console. I prefer playing Overwatch on console than versus on PC. So there's just certain games I prefer to play on console, certain games I play on PC. I'm probably always gonna be hybrid more likely. There's probably one day where I just decide to just fully switch over to PC. I just have to kind of wait and see if I'm ever gonna do that. So, like Fortnite, I always prefer to play Fortnite on PC. I play Fortnite I'm now on console, so I play Fortnite on console, decent amount of times. I've always preferred to play on console. When I played it. I prefer to play extraction shooters. I prefer to play extraction shooters. PC versus console.
Obviously, for them to decide. This is I have to remember that I'm engaging
but just for some reason, for the extraction shooters are very lag IP on console. Preferably Fallout also like on console also. So, that's just like my opinion like on that. So I'm still not making video this week. Like on Twitch. On my streams, like Halo Infinite campaign, because Combat Evolved campaign is supposed to be coming out like next week. I haven't played Halo in a very long time, man. I'm making a play campaigns. Why not, man? So I'll make it see what's on the next.
Via waterways.
Oh, shit. She's on X. I haven't looked on X in a couple of hours.
I mean, like, this is I remember that I'm engaging her about the
What's this? Destiny makes things nicknames the song the political DSP. Oh man, let's go see. I think it's called Democratic Socialist Pussy. It's not called DSP the streamer. Who knows you want to call him DSP the streamer? Let's see what he says. It's kind of like a 5-minute clip, guys. Embrace it more. Song and Destiny drama. Just all sorts of drama.
What if like socialism is all just like populist crap? Because like if you really think about it, some people think that like Marx had like a valid view on economics. People thought that like oh you can have like your neoclassical economic theories or your Keynesian economic. But obviously like Marx was time. It's very costly. It's very expensive. It's more like philosophical.
It is.
Labor theory of value is like if you can even take that as like philosophy more than like a hardcore economic thing. Like every big prediction that Marx made about economies didn't become true. Nobody uses like a Marxist analysis. So it's not even like a real form of economic anything. But then I feel like when people bring it up all the time, you know, people always do this whole like, oh, well, you know, that wasn't really socialism and this isn't really socialism. And you know, there are arguments to be made one way or another why it is or isn't. And then I try to answer it like, oh, it's not really socialism. Socialism is literally just like populism masquerading as political ideology. So it can be whatever you want to do at any point in time. Like what is socialism? It's not the ultimate form of like grievance politics where it's like, oh, like the evil capital class, and then you can define that whatever you want, I guess. So like, does that include forward tables or not? Maybe not, probably. What about like the teams who also people like design where multi-millionaires, they don't own like a factory, they're considered one through and do it. And we had in class. I have a couple new outfits today. One of them's actually good. The other two, they've been sitting. They've been sitting on point because I've been too lazy to add them. Take a beat to feet on
Yeah, it's their fault. It's our weapons, by the way. So the new meta is pickaxe.
He probably did, man. He was probably worried that Destiny is gonna be there waiting for him.
I guess it's like Israel is in Trump's ear again. Israel is, I suspect, the one that told Trump that if you
shit!
It's very away. That would teach Iranians a lesson. It's unbelievably stupid. It's incredibly stupid.
I'm seeing the
expectation.
I'm looking at it right now. This is
dumber and dumber. Trump says the U.S. will be getting pickaxe down in Iran pretty soon.
You thought Destiny's gonna be hard. You thought you already come to the door, basically.
Continuing along the strategy runs off it's funny they call it a notorious. It's the material also funny how much they're signaling the strikes ahead of time. The president side pickaxe non is probably out by now. No, I doubt it. I don't think they. I don't think
they even allow it. How can they get this disrupt that fan? They weren't even allowed in.
So, as I said yesterday, and I don't know why people refuse to recognize this, but a lot of people have not. A lot of people haven't really considered the unlikely scenario in which America.
They also say you want to fuck Miley Cyrus fucking pussy.
America has not tested the nuclear arsenal, right? There's a taboo around it, the nuclear taboo. Let's say America decides to eviscerate the previous nuclear taboo. Now we're living in a totally new world. I think it's unlikely we're going to. But what has not been considered here is whether or not this would actually stop Iran. I don't think, I do not believe that this would stop Iran at all. Don't even joke like I'm not joking. I mean, this is the final stage. You either send in ground troops, which are very unlikely and very costly, or you nuke. The nuclear option is the last option. I don't think America would do this, but I'm just saying, even if they were to do something so insane, there is no guarantee that Iran is going to stop. If they were to actually nuke okay? Like, there's no guarantee of the Iranian surrender. If anything, we'll probably strike back extra hard. We've had a good 100 years where the nuclear
Holy shit. Jesus.
As far as the strategic goals that we have, so America's goals here are obviously to force Iran to
It's so funny how his son is literally terrified and scared of debating Destiny because he knows that Destiny will just fucking destroy his ass in the debate. It's so funny they actually used to debate back in the day before then they're falling out. But yeah, but the son knows Destiny would fucking just destroy his ass. That's the only thing Destiny does, by the way, is just debates. It's always prison, like taking some Destiny's fucking debates. So like, man, it's like this is literally what Destiny does. He's basically a professional yapper, basically a professional debater, basically. And then like Destiny does, in my opinion, more research about relevant topics of what the song is. Like I don't always agree with Destiny, but at least Destiny's a real American and has like American values. Right, the song is just a fucking, propagandist. It always spreads Islamic bullshit, propaganda. And he's placing the fuck out of Mao, which he slaughtered 40 million of his fucking people, and it starved his people. He gave like a fucking Hitler-esque speech while saying he hates fascism. It's like, give me a fucking break, dude. It's like, son is such a loser. It's like anybody that, like anybody that disagrees with me just fucking just like has personal insults. So he's just such a fucking loser, man. Yeah. So Tectone is basically Farmer Aspen's girlfriend. As you know, Aspen's got a girlfriend, obviously good for him. I'm kind of a bit jealous too. How the fuck did Aspen get in her girl before me? I love Aspen. Aspen's my boy. I love watching him, man. I watch him every fucking day. Aspen's great, but no, it's like, dude, how'd you get in her girl before me, bro? Oh shit. Dude, I shower every day. I put on deodorant. I wear different clothes. No offense to Aspen, but he doesn't shower that much. He kind of wears the same shit every single day. So, but good for him, man. I'm glad I'm like our girlfriend. Hopefully, works out and see what happens with this. See what happens. So basically, Tectones, is being closer for Aspen there. Like getting like OTK and had a podcast, called Second Ace with Aspen and him and like Tectone and Emberu. So basically, Tectone obviously is going to pull the fuck out of Aspen Gold. Like him and his girlfriend, his name Casey. She's like a Chinese Canadian. So
the IRGC has to hold on. The IRGC has to make it as costly as possible for America to wage this war. But on the American side, there are a million different responsibilities when you're the hegemonic superpower, one of which is to maintain stability in the global oil markets, the global energy markets.
We have challenges.
And every day that Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz and implements the blockade is another day where things are getting worse in the global energy markets for everybody else. There's no guarantee that China will
funny people ask this girlfriend
by cutting their oil demand. So far, they have done.
He's hoping you guys get married or something like that.
Doing it. You do realize that nuking a facility under 400 meters of rock won't really do anything, right? We're talking about something that isn't going to happen. I know.
Again,
I
he's
know.
not the only one.
I'm saying that too.
I don't know of the other
Okay,
names coming down.
but what I'm also saying is, even if you actually were to achieve some kind of strategic military goal, in the unlikely scenario that they have a super secret bunker buster and a tactical nuke attached to this super secret bunker buster that we've never seen before, that actually is able to penetrate deep underground through 400 meters of fucking granite. Okay, let's say that did take
And I don't get
place.
to ignore
There is no guarantee that
fiscal
this
and
stops the
financial
Iranians from
circumstances and
continuing the
ultimate
Mosaic defense
ramifications that come with
structure
the job.
and continuing to pummel another regional actor, continuing to hit forces of capital in the region too. They just last night hit an Amazon data center in Bahrain, right? And they've said that they're going to continue expanding on their strike targets
The disgust with the
factor
decision that
in
was made.
American companies in the region and their assets in the
Understand they have to be
region.
made.
So there is no guarantee that would stop. If anything, they would probably hit
It just hurts.
the refineries as well, extra hard. There isn't a
My
weapon in
clock is
existence
always
capable of penetrating a facility like that.
It's always
I know.
Because she's a streamer, she knows she should know if
But I'm also
fully
taking
that's
one step
what.
further. Let's say there is a super secret weapon.
Yeah, but it's just so funny how it's so funny all these random idiots are so jealous of Aspen got a girlfriend. And they say, "Oh, Aspen's girl's a hooker. She's a whore. She's just formative." Like, yeah, she's got like a fucking fancy, but who gives a fuck, man? I don't care if Aspen, takes this fucking OnlyFans shit. Who gives a fuck? Seriously, I've talked to OnlyFans chicks. I have had personal conversations with OnlyFans chicks. I've never met any OnlyFans chicks, but I have sent private pictures to OnlyFans chicks.
White House
So
has been notoriously absent.
obviously we're all guilty of it.
As well. The New York Times Daily actually did a whole report.
That was only like a one-time thing, by the way. Like did it once, man. I kind of regretted it. To be honest with you, I kind of regretted it.
Because they're fucking
So
losing. And
yeah.
they're like this time around, post MOU,
XCC defends Canada from Trump.
altogether.
Yeah, XCC from Canada, obviously from Quebec.
Well, if they are fucking striking those targets, they probably have satellite imagery to confirm that those targets were successfully struck. They're not lobbing them blindly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Trump's tariffs on Canada are so stupid,
Iran
man.
is fucking striking. And Iran can obviously get confirmation if they can literally strike with pinpoint accuracy.
That was never
the bunkers where American assets are. If they can hit the hangars where American assets are, then they probably know. They're not doing it blindly. They're not using readily available Western commercial satellites. They're obviously clearly getting more higher level of intelligence from either China or Russia. So that argument has been really stupid as well. Yeah, they're just getting their intel from the White House feed from CENTCOM. They're like, oh, we did it. CENTCOM notice. CENTCOM notice Come on, man. Iran don't know shit. Jordan itself says there's no American base in their country. Yeah. That was very funny as well. The idea that
Yeah, it's retarded that Trump's tariffs on Canada over fucking wildfires is basically just nature, dude. It's like basically tariff in fucking California for wildfires or tariff in fucking Florida for hurricanes, man.
in Jordan.
Oh, I
That
guess the
happened.
Democrats did some cloud seeding shit. That's so retarded. Some of these dumbass far right fucks. So that 2 years ago, that North Carolina was put seeds in the cloud, so we rigged the 2024 election against Trump. It was just so stupid,
Things are
bro.
going so well.
Sean and Mark's DSA seems platform as was like watch Sean and workers serve more work inside its gay race communists. Only this fucking guy is.
That's interesting. They said, no, not for me. They said, no, we're good. We're good. Interesting. So who are we fighting this for? The Telegraph independently corroborating Washington Post story from 2 days ago that the White House is not being told about the scale of munition shortages. The Pentagon is hiding the scale of missile shortages from the White House insiders fear. The U.S. president is under pressure to hit back at Iran after the deaths of 3 U.S. service members over the weekend. But rumors are spreading across the administration.
So it's a piece of shit, dude. Come on, bro. He's a
which are needed to resume the
He
war.
does hate the
There
country.
are also suggestions that the White House does not want to
No,
know
I'm
about the sale of
American.
the
Hassan's
source.
not.
Sharing this
Hassan
bad
supports
news
Islamic
stories doesn't
terrorism.
seem to end well for anybody, an insider told the Telegraph. Another said the culture of silence was causing problems for Pete Hegseth,
Yes,
US
it's the greatest
Secretary
country
of
on
State.
earth. Hassan does not.
This is unironic. This is the fall of the
Who
U.S.
cares if Hassan's good looking? He's a piece of shit, bro. Come on, dude. Dude, I like you, man. Come on.
All these liberals have been talking shit. Okay? This right here is
No, I like
identical
you, dude. You're just.
to what took place to a certain degree with Stalin in the USSR.
No, I like NAP. Nepal, whatever you say it. I like him a lot. He just doesn't know about politics. He doesn't pay attention to politics. You know, Asmund doesn't hate Hassan. Hassan hates Asmongold for some stupid shit. It's just because, you know, it's like Hassan's mad that Asmongold's real became like the number one political country on Twitch over the last year and a half. And also he got really mad when he said about the Palestine, you know, stuff 2 years ago. Bro, they literally had a fucking like rare debate, and they were literally just talk like normal. You know, so I watched that. I was just kind of surprised. I kind of thought someone was gonna lose his shit, but he kind of was pretty calm actually. So someone's just a petty fuck.
And I don't think the White House is aware of that. The USSR moment right here for the United States of America. It's pretty wild watching this unfold in real time. And yes, Israel is to a large degree responsible for it, because they pushed our dumbass president into taking action, and now they're just watching the.
It's just petty politics gone away.
Ironically enough, even
Hassan basically caused this bullshit.
area of impact that we are. It's
It's
crazy.
yeah, it's
Now they're like, no, we're good. Really?
Hassan's Hassan, you know, loses shit against people if they don't agree with his political ideology. That's when he comes with these personal insults, and that's when he starts lying and misrepresenting. Asmongold doesn't give a fuck, dude. Seriously, like Asmund cares about politics, but not the extent that's fucking Hassan, dude. Like, you know, Hassan, you know, goes to Vermont political offense. He's like, which campaign for fucking socialist Marxists, communist people. He's been mentioned in the media, you know, last 4 months. Asmongold doesn't fucking, wow, he doesn't campaign, he doesn't. You know, he doesn't like make people. He's never mentioned in the, you know, in the mainstream news. The only thing Asmongold, you know, like cares about is just like, you know, like reacting to like usual stuff, playing fucking video games and watching anime. That's what he loves to do. He doesn't care about the outer bullshit, you know, that, you know, like his son does. I respect him for that, you know, like, to Lance, I respect him for that. So it'd be kind of nice to see if, like, you know, like Asmund did debates. I think anybody who talks about politics should debate. I wouldn't mind debating people. To be honest, I wouldn't mind debating like Hassan or like Destiny or, you know, like talk to Asmund about politics or talk to anybody. in like in a political space, I would enjoy that. Hopefully I could do that, you know, eventually in school. I do like a lot of research, you know, I keep up to date with a lot of these things. I wouldn't mind, you know, talking to other people about it. So
That these old guys are all about.
I already saw this like off streams. I'm not just watching it again. Mr. Beast got married. Good for him, man. I like Jimmy. Good for him. Okay, we'll watch this.
Intelligence findings to the U.S. saying the centrifuges were transferred to Pickaxe Mountain site last fall after the 12-day war in June, when American and Israeli strikes followed Iran's 3-day nuclear site. I mean, look, at some point you got to realize these guys are not fucking reliable, right?
Introducing Tariff Plus, the subscription you didn't sign up for and cancel. Every month, the average American.
But Trump's closest allies are also huge ultra-Zionists. Trump's closest advisors are either unbelievably loyal to Israel's interests or directly Israeli. His advisors are giving him Israeli intelligence that has failed the Americans over and over again. He's always, weirdly enough, this is not just an Israel-specific thing. I've talked about this with Vladimir Putin as well. He, for some reason, does not trust his own intelligence community's assessment. He has always done this. He did this with Vladimir Putin, too. If you remember, his own intelligence community notoriously would be like, no, shut the fuck up. You're the deep state. You're all woke and gay. I don't know what the reason is. And he would literally listen to Vladimir Putin over... He would listen to Vladimir Putin in the Ukraine conflict leading up to the Alaska summit. He gave a higher degree of emphasis to what Vladimir Putin was telling him rather than his own intelligence. And I don't know why he does this, but he just does not trust his own intelligence community's assessment.
Like
he
he
does not trust his own fucking generals. It's very strange. I think he
my
has
PA is so irrelevant and no one, he's never ever mentioned in the fucking Twitch space or in the fucking political space him and Dems. Yeah, people forgot that Dems is also a political commentator. No one mentioned her, dude. She's such an irrelevant fuck. His name is Mike PA, fucking fat, fucking weirdo. Yeah, he's such a loser. But a lot of these idiots are losers, like someone in my PA and Kyle Kalensky and all those cucks.
So when they're like, hey, we don't have enough munitions. Hey, Mr. President, here's the intelligence that says that if we just
It's just, you know, same old bullshit.
we're not actually going to be able to destroy the IRGC. We're not going to be able to destroy the Iranian leadership at all. It's only going to cause the hardliners to gain more momentum. They're going to come back more forcefully. And they're going to invoke primacy and the Strait of Hormuz. And you're just like, shut up. It's woke and gay shit. I don't care. Okay? It's either that or he's just being blackmailed. Straight up. Maybe
I don't know, look at what Assange slop, who cares?
But here
Andrew Colgan, Trump to Georgia, Hunter Biden, Nick Fuentes. We're definitely gonna watch this. Hunter Biden and fucking Nick Fuentes, dude. Oh, I'm fucking watching this on the stream, man. I should find out when it's released. I'm fucking watching.
CSIS has contradicted this information. It doesn't seem to be the case at all. This is straight up. First of all, with what? How did we increase efficiency in our procurement strategies, in our manufacturing capabilities over?
Shit on the country.
Trump has tried to institute the Defense Production Act.
Well, man, don't even just shit on the country.
More forcefully.
Yeah, it's corrupt as fuck.
To re-up the American munitions, but
I don't trust any of these tech bros, you know, backing, you know, political candidates. Just, I don't trust those type of people, man. I just, You know, these tech bros were responsible for the mass censorship during COVID. You know, I don't trust those people. Those people I don't trust. Yeah, I can't wait to watch this, man. It's just a funny. There's reports that they almost fucking punched each other, dude. So I can't wait to see the reaction on the street. Yeah, I don't trust these fucking tech bros involved in something in the politics, man. I just don't, man. It's just, they just give me bad vibes, you know, that, you know, pure teal basically real shady fans. You know, it's basically, you know, well, you know, just, you know, it's back like tech bros. You know, like, get balanced here a little bit. And also, like, these tech bros like Mark Zuckerberg and, you know, and Jack Dorsey, you know, were behind, you know, mass censorship during COVID. You know, I just don't trust these type of people involved in politics, man. I get so just about those type of people. It just gives me like bad vibes. You know, it's just, I don't know, man.
And I think, you know, we're gonna have to get the goal.
Yeah, this person's in the Fortnite now. What has happened to the game that I used to love and grind for years and hours, man? I don't even recognize this game anymore, man. I don't know, man. Guys, you address the negative sentence around her collapse match and go, well, they're basically dating. They're basically dated, basically. Aspen didn't deny it. So, yeah, so good for Aspen. You know, everybody's got our girlfriend. I need to function with our girlfriend. I do. I've been dating buddy though, like, you know, a long time. I've talked with a lot of women over the last couple of years, but I had like flames with like people, but it's just I haven't dated like in a couple of years.
But we can't use them as long as
Destiny pushes back when it's on claiming it's Holocaust reevasion to create a Mao Zedong to Hitler. It's with Destiny said, yeah, he killed 40 million people, bro, but it wasn't even on purpose. It was by accident. Sean Selm point for Maoist social claim their chief. This was fucking son. He's such a loser. Compare family to mismanagement or even violence born out of the cultural revolution to the Holocaust, or claiming it's
American fighter jets.
Claiming it's worse, it's Holocaust reevasion. I don't know. I don't give a fuck if you take my joke about never restricting mountains or not. You need to real quick. Son is just such a loser. He really is just a communist fuck. This guy is basically just downplaying the guy that killed more fucking people than fucking Hitler did. He starves people. He starts people like on purpose, dude. It wasn't like this fucking idiot. I wish he just wouldn't be involved in our politics, man. He's such a cancer. He really is just a fucking cancer, man. It's just that's just how I feel. It broke 92 2000s. I didn't play this game. Saints Row. I never played Saints Row. Dr. Pepper, yes. Future's Modern Warfare 4. Con 4. Love this. Pizza, Metal Gear, Xbox. Those were some good days, man. Someone framed the 9/11 front page. This schedule. Oh my god.
They're probably obviously giving additional targets.
Aspen Gold's girlfriend Casey says he needs to clean his house and start taking more showers. True, dude. You need to start cleaning your house more, bro. You need to take showers every day, man. You're a fault in front of her eyes, man. You just need to take more showers, and she'll eventually move in with you, man.
Also, here's the other side of the story, I think, and this was my suspicion when I first saw it. that video, that direct target.
Thomas Madison says slowdowns will vote to merge our military technology and supply chains with Israel. Bro, I hope they vote against that shit. That's just dumb.
So lack of sirens means that their early advanced warning systems and their radars are out. So they don't know they're being bombed until the bombs start hitting.
Oh no, it's just basically
So
the
their
same shit.
response time
Look, this is what they did like 26 years ago.
as a consequence of that, or they're asleep and they're sitting ducks.
So it looks like the
inside these
Republicans
fucking
are basically they're tying up with the Senate. So see what happens with that. Man. Justin and I had no idea this on Modern Warfare 2, Minecraft, Left 4 Dead 2. Those were some great games, man.
Seems like the
Alright, boys. I'm gonna get off.
if they're piecing
I'm
up
gonna
American
hop off
installations in
for the
Jordan,
night. I'm gonna go to bed.
inevitably they can do that.
But I'll be back on tomorrow.
And I think that's part of the reason why Israel's
play
like, we're staying out of
more
this.
Overwatch
You guys got this,
on
right?
Twitch. Watch
Hey,
me
thank
Twitch
you,
up to
America. I
such
know we
glad
goaded you into this, but you guys are
on
good,
this
right?
stream.
Hey,
we
you
just
got
direct
this,
the
King,
same political
because
stuff, probably more like
America's
Trump
running out
Iran
of
stuff.
bases in the region to store their strato tankers. Because
obviously,
obviously,
there's more
the
stuff to
maximum
mention.
flight distance
People,
for
look at like all
these
the articles and
fighter
all that
jets,
stuff.
especially given like
All
whichever
right,
conditions
guys,
that they
I'm
have,
gonna get
even
off.
if they
I'm
have
going
these
to bed.
drop
And I will
tanks,
see
is
you
like, what,
guys
500
tomorrow.
miles?
All right, guys.
But the
Peace
distance
out.
that they have to cover is approximately 800 miles.